Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Kickoff with Unbiased Opinion. I am your host, Tony, aka Low Tone Tony. So Haynes King is out against Buffalo with a hamstring injury, and Carolina responded by signing Kyle Trask, a quarterback who already knows much of Dave Canales and Brad Idzik language. That makes this more than a transaction. King's opportunity is paused, but Trask's opportunity begins now. So let's start here. Is Kyle Trask only a stopgap, or did he just enter the Panthers QB2 conversation? And while you guys think about that for a second, let me go ahead and bring my guests up on the panel. Popping from Put Them Paws on the podcast. What's going on?
What's going on, man? Good morning, or good afternoon for you.
Yeah. Hey, so is Kyle Trask a stopgap or a real QB2 variable?
Mm, I would have to say at this moment, he's a stopgap because when you think about it, um, Bryce is not going to do but so much out there. They're going to get him out there for a little bit. They're going to get him out. Somebody else got to run with the other guys. Kyle Trask to me has not proven anything in the NFL. But I think he might take this competition more serious than anybody in that building.
Okay. Okay. So so let's just go over the facts first. Like I said, we start with Haynes King completed 21 to 34 passes for 180 yards and two touchdowns against Arizona, added 39 rushing yards and scored the walk-off touchdown. The hamstring injury occurred on that final scoring play and will keep King out against Buffalo. Carolina signed Trask, who worked with Canales and Idzik in Tampa Bay. Canales said roughly 60 to 70% of the terminology Trask has heard so far and is familiar to him. Kenny Pickett remains the established number two behind Bryce Young, while Trask has to learn the remaining wrinkles and earn his place quickly. All right. So familiarity matters for a quarterback added in August. It can speed up play calling communication, operation at the line, and the ability to run the practice script without holding the offense back. It does not automatically prove that Trask has surpassed Pickett or that King's Canton tape no longer matters. The real roster test is simple. Can Trask make the operation smoother immediately, protect the football, and show enough command to earn more than emergency reps while King is sidelined? So the main debate question I posed to the chat and also the you popping is Kyle Trask simply short term insurance while Haynes King heals, or has his system familiarity put him into a genuine Panthers QB2 conversation? What say you, my brother?
Nah, he's expendable. I don't think that nothing he can do in this game. I mean, he has to blow it out the water. And then he has a short time to do it. Now he does have an advantage as far as knowing 70% of the language and the concept of the offense being with playing with Canales. So that does give him a leg up. But I think what Haynes King did, um, and being an undrafted free agent, um, I think he solidified himself for them to keep their interest in such a young prospect to to fill in that number two or number three on the roster. I just don't think Kyle Trask brings what this offense needs from a quarterback standpoint. I just don't think he has it.
Why you say that? We haven't even seen him play yet.
Um, so there's tape on him already. I mean, even though he's
Right.
not the starter, but there's tape on him. And if you look at what Haynes King did, you can kind of see what they want a quarterback to be able to physically um, provide in our offense. You got to be able to make
Okay.
split decisions. You got to be accurate. You have to make the right read, which this is all every quarterback has to do. But you also have to have a physicality of athletic. Kyle Trask is a statue. I'm telling you that now. He don't move. He's gonna sit in that pocket and dink and dunk with that noodle arm of his. He doesn't push the ball downfield.
Whoa.
Hey,
Why he got to have a noodle arm?
okay, you want a linguine
Why?
arm? You want a panini arm?
I
Like
mean,
what you want? Like what you udon noodle? Like,
okay. Well, expound on that a little bit when you say, because we know we've heard noodle arm quite a bit, but when it comes to Kyle Trask, because isn't he quote unquote quarterback, prototypical size,
oh yeah,
6'4", 6'5",
yep, got the
like
weight.
230 something pounds,
Hmm.
and so you mean to tell me someone of that stature and size has a noodle arm?
In my opinion. So anybody who, you know what I'm saying, might be a Kyle Trask fan, in my opinion, he doesn't have a talented
Yeah.
arm. Now, what that means is that I him trying to push the to me, he has the weakest arm and the weakest talented arm in the room. And that's saying a lot. He might be, if I'm just gonna be generous, he might be a little bit better than Kenny Pickett. It might be. But outside of
Hmm.
that, it's not better than Bryce Young. It's not better than Haynes King. He doesn't have a flexible arm. I think he has a long windup as well. Like there's a lot to dissect when it comes to Kyle Trask. I mean, y'all got to think about it. He's never been a starter, never,
No,
unless somebody was hurt.
he's never been a starter. You are factual when you say that. Um, I wasn't high on Kyle Trask coming out of Florida. Um,
Me neither.
there were things about his game that I thought needs development, which every quarterback does, right? Coming to the NFL. So
Right.
I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like, guys coming into the league in the first round that they automatically polish. That's not what I'm saying. It was just that there was nothing about Kyle Trask, in my opinion, that said that he would just uplift his team, anything like that. But I believe Kyle Trask was drafted when Dave Canales was the coordinator in Tampa, and Brad Idzik was there as well. So there was something about the young man that they liked about him when they took him in Tampa. Dave just mentioned yesterday during the press conference how much he liked Cal and what he thought of him, things of that nature. So
Hmm.
just 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 by the absence of Haynes King and him stepping into that QB3 role, and we know how some Panther fans already feel about Kenny Pickett. Let me ask you this: Do you think the way people look at Kenny Pickett now may be a little different because it's Kyle Trask backing him up instead of Haynes King right now? Cause Haynes King won't be available against Buffalo.
I don't think neither one of them are leading the race. Um, I think that's high. Uh, Kenny Pickett, when he was out there, it took him some time to get comfortable, get going. Kyle Trask, I hope he proves me wrong. I hope everything I'm stating, I can come back up here and say, you know what, I was wrong. I'd rather be wrong than be right when it comes to observing these quarterbacks. I don't think either one has a lead. Uh, Trask doesn't have anything right now because he hasn't shown anything. Unless he's gotten
Mm-hmm.
stronger. And, another thing about Kyle Trask is decision making. You know, what's up with his decision making? Has that gotten better? I mean, he's got both of these guys have been able to sit and play some, but the making also is going to be something I'm going to be paying attention to when they play this week. Uh, but as far as who's leading what in the race, it's pretty even for me. It's even. I don't think anybody can like, yeah, Kenny or yeah, like I don't see it. It's whoever plays the best that people will pull for.
Right. But if Kyle Trask goes out
Hmm.
and goes out Sunday with his opportunities, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly how much he's going to play because, Bryce and the starters will play 10 to 20 plays. That's what Dave Canales said yesterday. And I think a lot of it would depend on how that first drive go. If they go down and score on that first drive, he's probably going to pull them. But whatever the opportunities that are presented to Kyle Trask in that game, and he goes out and have a similar game, say like Haynes King did last week, do you believe that will help Kyle Trask and it maybe change some of the conversation about those two quarterbacks?
Absolutely. If he goes out there and perform, and that's really all he has to do.
Mm-hmm.
If he go out there and perform, you might start seeing some people talking about trash, trash, trash. You might see that. Uh, I doubt it,
Yeah.
but we'll see. Uh, my question is, will Kenny Pickett or Kyle Trask would they get any runs with the ones at all? Or would they just take them off, all the ones off the field, and then put the twos and the threes and the fours and the fives and sixes and sevens with Kyle Trask and Kenny
Yeah.
Pickett? Now, if I get to see Kyle Trask and Kenny Pickett with the ones, we might be having a whole nother different discussion
Okay.
coming up.
That's what I'm talking about. Well,
Oh,
okay. Let me say this. Let me say this. Now, I don't think honestly Kyle Trask is going to get an opportunity with the ones Saturday against Buffalo. I can't see that happening.
okay.
Because I believe Bryce is going to be out there with the ones, and Dave Canales is going to pull all the ones, at least majority of them. I don't know exactly how many, but I'm pretty sure he's going to pull if not a majority of the starting ones off the field at
Hmm.
the same time. But then you got Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett may get a little run with some ones and
Right.
the twos. So you may find Kyle Trask in a situation where he getting run with the maybe some twos and threes, or Kyle Trask might get the bulk of the opportunity, just like last week. Haynes King did. You know what I mean? So that's why I said if Kyle Trask was to go out there and have a a game like Haynes King did Thursday night in the Hall of Fame game,
Yeah.
I mean, now it kind of shift the conversation as who is battling Kenny Pickett for QB2. Now you may be looking for a battle for that third quarterback position between Kyle Trask and Haynes King. What you think?
Well, all right. Well, so let me break this down. After watching
Mm-hmm.
Haynes King's performance and watching Kenny
Yeah.
Pickett, now I know Kenny got lesser reps than Haynes
Right.
King. So I think Kenny Pickett will
Right.
get more reps this time to see what he got. Y'all also got to understand this is a business as well, right? They're putting on a display to put on their resume. You might be able to get something from one of these guys from a team because quarterbacks get hurt. So it's at best for them as an entity for themselves, representing themselves, to try to do their best in case they do not have a job here. That being said, um, Kenny Pickett has to go out here and display and put something up. He has to. Um, Kyle Trash leash is probably a little bit longer because
Yeah.
he'll probably get more snaps the next game, and they'll see what they got with him because he'll be a little bit more acclimated with the players and the playbook, right? But for right now, to me, QB2 is Haynes King until he's overthrown. Even with the injury, I understand he has to get healthy,
Wow.
but
What
until
QB
QB2.
QB2?
Yep, because until Kenny
Wow.
Pickett shows me better that he can perform better, I want the best backup that we can have. I don't care about your name, your reputation, what you done did at so and so.
Mm-hmm.
What have you done for me lately? You got to get it
Wow.
off the turf.
So Gerald Sticks Jones made this comment right here. He said Kenny Pickett has and will remain QB2 for the season. It's the best and most realistic option. What you say to that, Poppin?
Well, Sticks. Ooh, that Gerald Sticks.
Yeah.
Sticks. Hey, listen, man. I'm not. That's your opinion. I can't be mad at your opinion. I mean, he got a hamstring injury. It ain't say that he had to have surgery. He might have just pulled it. He might be a little irritated. We don't know the string of the hamstring. I mean, he was up there talking, walked off the field just fine. I mean, he might just, it might just be a little something they gonna monitor. But I mean, let's not act like the man got his leg chopped off. You know what I mean? Until proven otherwise or heard otherwise, I don't think Kenny Pickett's number two, in my opinion. Well, I mean, what has he
All
shown?
right. Big Tight said, "Do you think it's wise to start Bryce with the O line being beat up?" What you
Absolutely.
think, Poppin?
Absolutely, because it brings continuity. They got to get out there one way or another, right? So why not do it now? Get all the little nicks and crannies and uh, communication and stuff like that out the way. This is why they got in jail. Uh,
Right.
but they are going to have the joint practices, so those same guys going to be there in the joint practices. But this is time we got to get it right now before we go into the season. I don't think if anything comes up, Bryce, just lay down. Just lay down. We don't want you getting hurt.
So let me circle back to what you said earlier that you feel like Haynes King is QB2. Now
Right.
I disagree with you with that take. Cause let's yeah, you knew that was coming. And yeah, I know it was already a plan in your mind. It's all good. Makes for a good football conversation.
Right.
Right. So let's just say that the shoe was on the other foot
Mhm.
and Kenny Pickett had got majority of the snaps. You
Right.
don't think Kenny Pickett could have went out there and had a game like Kyle Trask? In your
I'm not.
honest,
Could
humble
could he?
opinion.
I think he could. I think he could, and he's going to have the opportunity to do so. But see, that's what I'm saying. Until he does, Haynes King is one up. Like if we were playing, I hate to use this as an example. If I beat you one
Uh
time, it's 1-0, right? And then you say, all right, run it back. And then you beat me, now it's 1-1. They have to go out there and perform. We can't go off of ifs, coulds, woulda, shouldas. Haynes King has already, put his name out there. He's already put the stats up. And if you know how people run with stuff, that's like, well, his numbers look very comparably to Bryce. If that's
mhm.
acceptable, then hey, don't that look like what you want to have? That because when you get a backup quarterback, you don't want to change your whole system. You want to have a QB that is similar, have similar traits to your starter. Sometimes you'll see that a lot of that. Like if you ever look at like the Baltimore Ravens, when used to have Snoop come in. Snoop was the run, he had a pretty decent arm. He had been there. You could tell the difference from Lamar and Snoop, but when Snoop came in, they didn't have to change everything because they had similar characteristics, uh, or
Okay.
similar physical attributes. I would put it like that. So you bring Kyle Trask in there, that's totally different. That's totally different.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean I hear you. I hear you. Me personally, I am not ready to give Haynes King the QB2 position.
Well, we ready to
Like I
give
said,
Coker wide receiver too. He went out there and showed it, right?
yeah, but you talking about 2 seasons as opposed to one game. Like that's not even a comparison,
Yeah.
Poppin.
Well, I mean, that was a
That
that was a reach, but hey,
yeah,
and to
reach.
well, how about the guy? Listen, what all I'm trying to say is, until somebody showed me different, he killed me too. Kenny Pickett, you next up.
Okay.
What's up?
Okay. All
And if
right.
Kenny
So
if
so
Kenny
oh
Pickett does
I
better, I'll bring Haynes King down. Like, oh well, hold on now. Look what Kenny Pickett did.
so you don't think any of the work that Kenny Pickett has done so far in his career, albeit he has not held down a number one spot, but he has played in the NFL a number of years. He does have a number of starts under his belt. You would take the undrafted rookie that has played in one game with threes on threes, as opposed to a veteran that has started in the NFL and actually, has some games under his belt in the league, and you willing to base that off of one game?
Well, listen, I'm only critiquing what they've done here. Um, 'Cause what they did there obviously wasn't good enough. That's why they didn't keep their job. Um, so I'm only, critiquing what I see what they do here. No, I cannot just sit here and wash away, what I'm saying, what they've done in the NFL with starters and things of that nature. I would think if you got with the starters, you should have a better game. Um, since the talent level is higher and better. Um, but
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Pickett doesn't give me anything to really like brag about or root for. Like, oh yeah, like it's not that type of party. Uh, and Haynes King, I had no type of expectation for him at all. And so I think he surprised a lot of people, even myself. So I'm saying at
Yeah,
the end of
no,
the day,
yeah.
yeah.
No. Go ahead, finish.
All I'm saying at the end of the day, you know, I get what you're, saying that, do you take in consideration what Kyle Trask and what Kenny Pickett did previously? Um, and I can, but I'm just not. I'm just not going through because it wasn't good enough.
Wow.
But they got a fresh
Okay.
start. They
Okay.
got a fresh start. So it's like, hey,
Yeah.
all for
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. 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 I feel you. I see where you're going. Jermaine said, "Pop and crack this vertebrae on that King QB2 standpoint." Hey, he done did something, Jermaine. He done did something. God, dog. But I see where you coming from. I see where you coming from on that. And so when I think about it like that,
Mhm.
I still would have to give Kyle Trask. I mean, not Kyle Trask, Kenny Pickett, the edge at that QB2 spot for a multitude of reasons. A couple of them is what I stated. Him being a veteran, him being in a league a while, him having some games as a starter under his belt. He already knows the feel of the game. Haynes King still has some things that he needs to work on. Like, I was pleasantly surprised Thursday what I saw, because I wasn't expecting that. So it showed me that some of the things that I felt like he needed to work on to be an NFL caliber quarterback, that he's starting to work on. They used, I think the play calling was geared towards his strength, getting him out of the pocket on bootlegs, things like that, rollouts. He got an opportunity to square his shoulder to the line of scrimmage, complete some pretty good, made some pretty good completions to receivers, hitting them in stride. Made great throw to Jimmy Horn on the sidelines. The way he layered the ball over the corner that was sitting in
Hey,
the flat and
you talking
still,
about who?
huh?
Who you talking about?
I'm talking about Haynes King.
I knew it. QB2. See all them great things you
Yeah,
just said. You ain't said none of
yeah.
that about
But but
the
but
other guy.
but Haynes King. So going back to the numbers, like you stated,
Right.
Haynes King in my mind didn't do anything to lose the QB2 spot. He was 8 of 11, 62 yards, and he led a touchdown drive that AJ Dillon went in from the 1 yard line. So with his limited opportunities that he had, which was like the first couple of series, then you turned over the rest of the game, 85, 90% of the game, over the Haynes King. So, of course, he had better numbers because he had more opportunity. But I'm just
Okay.
saying, though,
All right, let me throw this up to
QB
Steve. Tony.
two. Hold on.
My
QB
bad.
two. I don't think that Kenny Pickett did anything to lose the QB two discussion. If anything, I believe that Haynes King did everything to make that more of a conversation. But just to say that he just outright leaped over Kenny Pickett, I can't say that. Not
Okay.
in my eyes.
So try
Yeah.
this on for size, right?
You could try, but
How
go ahead.
how much do you think Kenny Pickett had with the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7s? How much time you think he had?
If you say that
Snaps.
again, I was
How many
really
reps? What's the percentage of reps you think Kenny Pickett got with the backups?
I have no idea.
Probably more than Haynes King. When you think, probably more.
What you talking about? You
But
talking about from this? Talking about from Thursday game?
no, I'm saying it's about since he's been.
Oh, but no, well, I'm not finna entertain that. I'm talking about as a Carolina Panther, the
Uh,
game Thursday.
oh,
Don't
I
try to
got you. I got you.
squeeze.
I'm going somewhere
Don't
with it
try to
though. I'm going
squeeze
somewhere.
that. Yeah, but well,
So,
go ahead on, cause go ahead.
okay. Go ahead and jot that down. He he didn't want to entertain that. So basically, what I'm saying is that I'm not saying the bar is set so high that you know what I'm saying this, that, another. What I'm saying is that Kenny Pickett, it's your time up next. You can't have a bad game when an undrafted free agent, like people tell me about other people that's undrafted, come out
Mm-hmm.
here and do a better job because what you have in the experience that you have in the NFL, you had the same amount of time that Haynes King had to learn the playbook and things and stuff like that. Which he's coming from college. You've been in the NFL. You can't come out here and have a bad game. You just can't. And I'm pretty sure you got more snaps or reps with the 2s and the 3s than Haynes King. Just
Okay, but
off
that's
of
my
right, good.
no. Go ahead and finish. Go ahead. My bad.
Just off of just pure history of you being here. You know, you being a veteran. What I'm saying, I can't wait. I can't wait to the game. But right now, it's one of them to me.
Okay. I mean, hey, listen, you are definitely making a good argument. You know what I'm saying? I can't even hold you on that one. But you ain't said enough to persuade me, you know, to flip to your
Well, you a
side.
hard
I
critic,
still
man.
believe
You hard, bro. You hard.
nah, like I said, you know, even though in his limited capacity, you know, that he had Thursday, Kenny Pickett didn't do anything, in my opinion, to lose the QB2 battle. I think Haynes King did everything to make the QB2 battle more open and definitely more discussion like we're having about it right now. But you know, all that aside, you know, putting Haynes King to the side for a minute because he won't be available for this game against Buffalo. In
Right.
step Kyle Trask. So now you got Kyle Trask possibly battling Kenny Pickett for the QB two position. So let me ask you this: What must Kenny Pickett what must Kenny Pickett show to keep the QB2 job clearly in his control? Because I think he's going to get more opportunities Saturday against Buffalo. So what he needs to show you, Poppin, to keep the QB2 job, or in your mind, get the QB2 job back.
Well, for one, he has to have a consistent drive and score. He has to make sure that he looks like he has command of the offense. He got to step up in the pocket. Can't be acting all nervous. I mean,
Mhm.
I don't want to pick on Kenny. We know you fragile, Kenny. We know that. We know you fragile. Protect yourself. But we need you to go out there and ball, baby. I mean, that's uh, take command of the offense, lead us down there, and score. That's your job. We don't care how you score,
Right.
when you score. but you cannot take a step down in production and fluidity of the game. We want to see you because you're an elder statesman at this point. We need to see you be dominant and get these guys together and you to play with confidence. If you're not doing any of those things, Kyle Trask is on your ass. And I'm gonna tell you what could be worse. If Kyle Trask come out here and have a better game than you, Kenny, baby head. I'm sorry, bro. You going back to Pittsburgh.
He
Or
going.
wherever you
Well, he
yeah.
came. He played in Philly last year. He was no. Kyle
Uh,
Trask was in Philly last year. I'm sorry. Kyle Trask was in
You be
Philly
selling
last year.
cars at CarMax. I don't know.
So let me ask you this: when Haynes King returns, should Carolina resume his evaluation where it paused, or restart the competition from scratch?
No, absolutely. They should. Well, make sure that he's healthy. But he's gonna have to. He's gonna find however way. I don't know how many cortisone shots or steroid shots he's gonna be taking in that hamstring. He's gonna find a way possible to get back on that field. I just know it. He'll find another way. He's gonna get another chance to get out there and try to display what he did before. It may not be at the level that he played before coming off that injury. But yeah, I think the Carolina Panthers will take a chance on giving him another. I mean, it ain't gonna cost you nothing for Haynes King. It don't cost you no money to pay Haynes King. He probably ain't making $300,000. If that. I mean, I have to look at his contract.
Oh, Haynes King. Yeah. No,
yeah,
I think he got some I think he got some guarantees when we signed him as undrafted free agent. I think he got like guaranteed 250 or 300,000, something like that. So yeah, I would definitely be willing. I would definitely have to go back and see exactly what he got. But DTO said Trask is just a camp body, and before you answer that, let me bring up my brother here. And he got a long resume, so I'm not even going to try to even go through all that. But Tip Drill Will Robinson, what's happening? You're on mute, dog.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning. How's everybody?
Good morning. What's going on?
Good morning.
Yeah.
So go.
Yeah. Well, I hear this Kyle Trask conversation. I think it might be a little premature for it, in my opinion, but okay. I'll listen.
You said, well, hold on, Will, before you get back to that point. Do you think Trask is just a camp body popping?
Yeah. I don't even know if he was a camp body. I think he ain't gonna be here.
You don't even think he's a camp? Well, he got to be a camp body at least if he's here.
I mean, camp body as far as until the season start, he'll probably be gone. In my mind. Because when I'm thinking about the camp body, I'm thinking about what you call guys, the 15 guys you can keep, the practice squad.
Oh, practice squad.
I don't think he's gonna make practice squad.
Damn.
But I would love to be wrong. I'm cool with saying I'm wrong.
Will, what you think? You think Trask is just a camp body?
Kyle Trask is a camp body?
Yeah. It's Kyle Trask, a camp body.
Because he's coming so late, he may be a camp body. Because he's coming so late, if they wanted him, they would have had him there earlier. They only brought him in because Haynes King had a pulled hammy.
Right, that's true.
And they dang sure don't want to take QB1 and QB2 and have them throw all the balls to all those receivers out there. They got about 15 receivers and about 25 tight ends. They be throwing the ball to.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna ask you. So of course, for anyone that just coming in, people that just coming in, we're talking about Kyle Trask now possibly having an opportunity to battle Kenny Pickett for the QB2. That Haynes King is out with a hamstring injury right now. He is week to week, according to Dave Canales, so he will not be available for this week's game against Buffalo. So the conversation is kind of centering around now that Haynes King with two things. Did Haynes King do enough to cement his spot until he gets back, or has Kyle Trask now been given an opportunity to enter the QB2 battle with Haynes King being out of the picture for right now? Well, what do you think, Will?
Well, I still think Kyle Trask, he can win the QB. He can win a starting job with his performance. I think he's
Kyle
so far
Trask?
behind the. Yes. So I wanted to back up a little bit to your initial statement, your initial question. He
Okay.
is a camp body. He is a camp body, but I mean, if he balls out, I mean, he can no longer be a camp body. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So to your second question, but I don't think that it's the race is so far. He's so far behind in the race. It's going to be difficult. Um, to your second question, you saying has Haynes King cemented himself? Is that what you're asking, right?
Yeah, like, even though he's injured now, did he do enough Thursday to cement himself a roster spot and to continue battling Kenny Pickett for the QB2 spot?
Yes. Yes.
Mm,
The only way that
okay.
that is a no. The only way is that is a no is if that hamstring injury is so bad it keeps him completely all the way out of the preseason.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So like I'm gonna ask you, like I asked Poppin earlier. What if Kyle Trask is given the same opportunity Saturday against Buffalo that Haynes King had Thursday night against the Cardinals in the Hall of Fame game, and he goes out there and he balls out? Um would you still look at him? And this is hypothetical, I know, because it hasn't
Mm-hmm.
happened. But if it did, would you still look at him as just being a camp body, or maybe somebody that can replace Haynes King as the number 3 quarterback?
But they'd have a heck of a bam. They'd have a heck of a QB mess, not a mess, but a heck of a QB questions on their hand. Um, no, you would now you have all of these assets
Mm-hmm.
that obviously your QB2 and 3 are performing at a level that probably a lot of other QB2s and 3s on other rosters are not. You keep the best
Yeah.
one that you think it is, and you set them, and you going to get some capital for them. It's a
Okay.
good problem to have. But I wouldn't know
Yeah,
which one they
I
would
said the
keep.
same thing, Will.
It would be a good problem to have. But you go and
Right.
get capital for them. You would be able to say, "Hey, look, you give me a fifth round pick here. You can have Trask or or whatever or whomever. Or hey, I need some interior defensive help, man. I know you got that guy that you try to stash your practice. We're gonna keep on your 53 and then boom to your practice squad. Let me get that guy. Like the same thing we did with Mike Jack. How we got Mike Jack?
Mm-hmm.
The pro scouting staff
Yeah.
needs to be on it. The pro scouting staff needs to have an answer to that question. If that question arises, gotta have an answer to it.
Like I said about the whole Haynes King thing, like, listen, the dude had an outstanding game. You know what I'm saying? I think people don't want to put it in its full context because Haynes King, we saw something from Haynes King that we haven't seen from a quarterback in the preseason in a long time. But let's just look at it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like what he did was threes against threes. You know what I'm saying? Like the guys that he did this against, majority of those guys is not even going to make the team. So it's kind of it's hard. It ain't kind of. It's hard to envision or say that he would have this same type of success if and when he do become QB1 one day, whether it's with the Panthers or for any other NFL team. Like I said, I'm not taking anything away about what he did, but it was against threes and fours. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So maybe I want to see what he do against some solid twos, and maybe see if he can put up that same type of performance. Maybe that would elevate what I think about him and his progression. From this first game, but it's just killing me how a lot of people, including Poppin, have just automatically deemed him QB2, and
Until
what he
otherwise.
proved, what he
No,
proved.
he's not QB2.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, hold on.
Okay,
hold
thank
on.
you,
No.
Will, step into my office.
No.
Will,
Well, you know what? Hey,
hold on, Will.
I'm in your office, sir. I'm in your office. I'm sitting down. I'm listening. I'm sorry.
Whatever coffee you like is right there.
Okay.
Plenty of sugar, creamer, and all that.
Okay.
What was who was Kenny Pickett out there? Was he out there with twos and threes?
Kenny Pickett was out there with the twos.
Oh, okay. Who's the veteran, Kenny Pickett or Haynes King?
Kenny Pickett's definitely a veteran.
Okay, who had the better stats numbers? Even though Haynes King had more reps, but who took longer to score, Kenny Pickett or Haynes King?
Yeah, Kenny Pickett.
With twos and threes. Okay, so
Nope, with twos against their. But hold on, Kenny Pickett's twos that Kenny Pickett played against are going to make their 53.
You're proving my point. Thank you, sir.
Kenny Pickett's twos are going to make their 53.
His performance should have been better because he actually was playing with guys who are going to make the team.
I'm talking about on the opposing offense, opposing defense. Can I add something since I'm in your office?
Good.
Okay. So Kenny Pickett when they was backed up and he took that shot down the field and they got that pass interference.
Mm-hmm.
They was able to get them out of that hole, out of that honey hole, and they was able to push the ball forward. His head. The headsets didn't even work. You know that, right?
I talked about that yesterday. But yeah.
His headsets didn't work, but he's a veteran. He was able to do that. Then he had two slow starts. Then he went down and scored. Right. So, I mean, I get it that Haynes King did an exceptionally good job, but you do know that defense that they was playing against, I'm talking about the defensive coverages that they were playing against, they didn't even have a spy on Haynes King.
Okay.
So
we're talking about Arizona defense.
Arizona's defense didn't even have a spy on Haynes King. I get it. What I'm trying to say is Kenny Pickett has played in the league long enough that they're going to trust Kenny Pickett to make some solid decisions with the football over they would let a rookie do that. So the question would remain, and the question would remain is this: if we got a Kyle Trask, a Kenny Pickett, and a Haynes King, and all three of them, you keep the best one, which is going to be Pickett.
I agree with you on that.
Which I believe right now, going into the clubhouse, is going to be Pickett. So then you would say, hey, What about that? What about that inside linebacker you got? That young guy, that young gun you got. Hey man, I could give up. I could give up Trask to you, and I put him on the waiver wire. You know?
I agree with you on that, Will. I said that. I said, hey, it is a
Okay.
business. You know what I'm saying? You got these guys are people that you can possibly get something for. You probably won't get anything for Haynes King because he's undrafted, right? But I try to simplify it off of just performance because this is a performance-based league, right? If I'm going off of that, I'm going with Haynes King as 1-0 right now until the other guys go out there and prove it differently. I want the best for the team. It don't matter where they came from, how long they've been in the league, all that stuff. To me, they didn't cut it wherever they came from in the first place. That's why they on the Panthers. Because they can't keep their job. They're trying to get a job now. With that being said, Kenny Pickett's gonna get more snaps this week. He's had since we're bragging about how much of a veteran and the defense, this, that, and other. He should better have better stats and numbers this coming week, right? It should be no questions.
No, that is not the goal.
That's only fair.
That's not the goal.
The goal is to perform and win the job.
The goal is
To score.
to get
win.
out there. In preseason. In preseason, you can say the goal is to win all you want. The goal in preseason is not to win the game. The goal in the preseason is to fairly evaluate the talent on your roster.
That's from a coaching standpoint. From
That's the only thing that matters. The coaches and GM perspective. Oh, not me as this fan. Not this fan. I don't give a shit if they win.
So you don't want the best player. You don't want the best player that performed the best.
I want.
That's not what I don't think that's what he was saying, Poppy.
That's not what I'm. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. I am saying I'm looking for the evaluation of the talent to see what has progressed. Like, for example, Lee Hunter. Does he show any improvement? He showed serviceable. Has he learned anything, and has he shown improvement?
That's the same thing I'm doing with Kenny Pickett and Kyle Trask. Will they show any improvement?
The quarterback.
Hold on, Poppin. Let Will finish. Go ahead, Will.
My fault.
So as the quarterback's driving the offense, Pickett or whoever's driving the offense, is he getting people checked into plays? Does he have command of the offense? Is he delivering the ball where it needs to be? I'm not saying that he has to win the game or have more stats than the rookie. He doesn't have to have that in order to remain QB2. That's just the nature of how this is going to work. So for everybody out there in Pantherland, think that they can look at the stat sheet and says that this kid had more stats than Kenny Pickett. Well, hell, he had more snaps than Kenny Pickett.
Right.
And he played against people who will be working in the Amazon warehouse next month.
I said that too.
Kenny Pickett is playing against people who are going to be on the Buffalo Bills roster next year. This season.
I mean the Cardinals. The Cardinals.
No, I'm saying this Saturday.
Oh, this Saturday. Okay.
This Saturday, Kenny Pickett will be playing against people who will be on the Buffalo Bills roster next season. Kyle Trask will come in and play against people who will not be on his roster next season. Possibly.
Go ahead, Papa.
Like I said, it's going to be a great conversation after this past game because if Kyle Trask come in here and play, which I'm not pulling for Kyle Trask at all because I don't like him as a quarterback. No offense to that man. But if he comes in here and looks better than Kenny Pickett. See, Kenny Pickett got the most pressure because, we're glorifying, this is at 15. Glorifying he's been with the starters and he wasn't good. So it's bigger to him than I think we're talking about. Yes, if we're looking from a coaching standpoint, all those points that you said, Tony asked me what he needs to do to solidify his job. So that's why I just try to make it more simple. It was performance. Did you keep the continuity of the team together? Did you execute? Winning is always a plus. I don't care what nobody say. Winning is always a plus because it keeps the morale of the
Right.
team up.
That's true.
And it's not Haynes King fault he had to go out there with 3-4s and guys that's gonna be selling cars or health insurance. It ain't his fault. But what I am looking at is what did you do? I want the best performance and execution, no matter who it is on the field, defense, offense, special teams, all that. They're playing for a job. I don't care. It's a clean slate. Will they have either never had a job in the NFL or they've lost their job. It's a competition, and in a competitive heart, you got to come out here and perform. That's it. You got to do it. So we're gonna see a lot of Kenny Pickett this week. Probably not gonna see as much Kyle Trask. Bryce is gonna get in there for a little bit. Then he out. Next thing you know, it's gonna be the Kenny Pickett and Kyle Trask show. I can't wait. And
Hey,
we'll come back and talk about it.
let me tell you this. I know this has struck a nerve with Candy Girl this morning because she don't even talk this much in the comments.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I did my job.
What's she talking
Huh?
about? Candy Girl.
She's like, I can't wait for Saturday.
Me neither, Candy. I love it. I did my job
Yeah.
this morning for sure.
I mean, hey,
And yes,
listen,
and hold on
go
a second.
ahead.
Hold on a second. Commander 336, I was an athlete. What I'm explaining to you as an athlete, you are out there to win the game. I'm not talking as an athlete. I am talking about as a front office and a general manager staff and a talent evaluator. It's not so much about the score on the scoreboard. It is about your reps and what you accomplish. That's the reason why people on Twitter are showing cut-ups of every individual, like every pass rush snap with Princhley, or every defensive run snap with Lee Hunter. That's they're evaluating the talent. So stop looking at so only thing I would say is stop looking at it at a very binary level. Because if you're looking at it at a binary level, whether you won or lost, they're looking whether you won or lost that rep or snap, or did you put yourself in a position that was taught to you in training camp. That's what they're looking at.
I mean, and that's true. It can be like the players are always going to try to win the game. That's what they get paid to do. That's what matters the most to them, winning or losing. You know what I'm saying? For the coaches right now, this time of season, it's about execution. It's about evaluating the talent that's on the field. Because majority of the talent that you're going to see on the field during the preseason are like the 2s, the 3s, the 4s. People that's trying to make the 53-man roster or possibly make the 16-man practice squad. So while the players are playing for something different, the coaches are evaluating everything, and I don't think the final score is as high on their list as it would be for the players. So when it comes down to it, I think those are just two different avenues that they're trying to get to. I don't think right now the winning, the losing, or the scorecard matters as much to the coaches as it does to the players, because in the players' mind, and this is just my opinion, in the players' mind, if they go out there and do good and the team gets the win, it helps their case. You know what I'm saying? That's just from the players' standpoint. From the coach's standpoint, they looking at all the little things that leads up to winning or losing. Whether you play good, did you execute? Did you make the correct reads, or did you make the correct throws? Did you run the correct routes? On defense, did you fill the run gap? Did you play the correct calls? Things of that nature. How was as a cornerback, was you in phase with the receiver and have opportunity to make a pass breakup? Those are the type of things that a coach and coordinate and evaluate. Those are the things that they're looking at. So they're looking at it totally different not totally different. They're looking at it from two different points of views. You know what I'm saying? As far as what is more important than the other. Yeah. So, gentlemen, and I ask you this, Will, because I don't remember or I don't know if you listened to the main debate question. And I think we probably already covered it, but I ask it anyway. Is Kyle Trask simply short-term insurance while Haynes King healed, or has his system familiarity put him in a genuine Panthers QB2 conversation?
So his system familiarity is the reason why he got hired. But I believe that Kyle Trask, they like what they like what he's doing. And they're gonna want to keep him. If, for example, let's say, because two things. System familiarity allows them to be able to continue through training camp. So they needed someone that's going to have familiarity with the system. They can't get somebody who don't know none of the checks, none of the signals, none of the words or the extensions, any of that stuff in order to keep practice going, right? They don't have any of that. So they got to have somebody who knows at least, like he was saying, 60% of the system. Got it. That's a check mark. That got him in the room. But I think that Haynes King, that performance he did is noteworthy.
Yeah.
And they are not going to say, oh, Kyle Trask, that ball's really jumping off his hand this year. Man, he looks good. Hey, I don't know, but that young kid that we got, I highly doubt it would be really hard for him, in my opinion, to unseat King, period. But he got the job because he knows the familiarity system, and he can then put some tape on. He may end up being a backup somewhere else on another roster because he may be able to put on really good tape.
But you believe that Haynes King has solidified at least the QB3 position, no matter what Kyle Trask goes out there and does. Is that what you're saying, Will?
I do. I think he'd have to have a meteoric rise. I mean, meteoric.
Okay. All right.
He'd have to do more. He'd have to do more than what Haynes King did.
Right. Okay. What you think, Papa? I think I already know what you think, but you can go ahead and answer again.
I think Will said it. It's just familiarity. He knows the system. He won't be here.
Okay. All right. So no matter, like I asked Will, so no matter what Kyle Trask does, Haynes King has at least solidified the QB3 position. Is that what you believe?
If that's what I want to say, at least QB3. Unless he just really outperforms, he looks like a starter. I mean, you should look like a starter with all these years you've been in the league. I mean, anything less would look stupid. But
okay. All right. Hey, listen, I'm just asking the questions this morning. Don't shoot the messenger.
Well, how you feel? Hey. What you think?
How I feel? Well, like I said, Kyle Trask, in my opinion, played outstanding Thursday night. I want to see him here and continue to develop and given an opportunity to build on what he did Thursday night. Who?
You mean King?
That's why I said Haynes King, didn't I?
No, you said Kyle
You said
Trask.
Trask.
Okay, I meant Haynes King. For what Haynes King did Thursday night, it is to be commended. You know what I'm saying? And I want to see him remain here and continue to develop and build off of what he did Thursday night. So, but with him being injured right now and then bringing in another quarterback, I also believe it's fair to ask, could that quarterback go out in his first game, and if he put up similar numbers or better numbers than Kyle Trask, than Haynes King, could he possibly change the conversation? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying one way or the other, but I would love to see Haynes King remain a Panther and continue to develop and see what we have, with him later on down the road. Could he possibly be a QB2, whether it's at the end of this preseason or at the end of the season or whenever the case may be. I just want to see him continue to develop because I like the things that I saw Thursday night. But when you're not here, availability is the best ability. So right now you're not available. So you gotta look you gotta look and see what the next guy has, and the next guy up is Kyle Trask.
Yep, the next
So
guy,
did that answer your question for you, Poppy?
Yes, sir. You eloquently put that very nicely, sir. Yes.
Go ahead, Will.
I would wonder what the what do you call those guys? The conspiracy theorists would think then if Kyle Trask comes out and has a great game. Oh my God, they would lose their marbles.
It would definitely stir up a conversation. I'll say that. It would definitely stir up a conversation. Yes. I mean, if we have two quote unquote QB3s that go out back to back and have excellent games, better than what we thought. We already witnessed one Thursday with Haynes King. That was, that performance in my eyes was a great performance, given the fact that it was his first NFL game. He's still learning the offense and he's still developing as a passer. You know what I'm saying? He exceeded my expectations for him that game. I didn't watch the game and I didn't know that he was going to play majority of the snaps that game. And he took full advantage of his opportunity. There's no question about it. There's no way around it. Whether you like him or don't like him, you cannot deny what that man put on film Thursday night. You know what I'm saying? So if Kyle Trask go out there and does things that exceeds expectations, and he have a great game as well, best believe that's gonna generate conversation not only amongst the fan base, but also within the Panthers organization. Because decisions are going to have to be made. And you always want to make the smartest decisions, even though it may not be the most popular, but you want to make the smartest decision that you feel is in the best interest of your team. That's what it's gonna come down to. Mm-hmm. Now, if you just go out there and just have a subpar game, I don't think it's even a debate. I don't even think it's a debate. Like you said, Poppy, he'll just be a camp body. Because the minute Haynes King comes back, he'll be on his way out the door.
Yeah.
So I can't wait till Saturday to get here and see what we get from both of those quarterbacks, especially QB1 Bryce Young, who will be playing the first 10 to 20 snaps according to Dave Canales, and a lot of that is going to be based on particularly how that first drive go against Buffalo. If they go down and score, I'll be willing to say that I believe Dave Canales will pull the starters at that point. It may be a few starters that may try to get another series with or whatnot. But as far as Bryce and the main guys, I believe they'll be done after one series if they go down and score on their first series. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey.
Yeah, I think they would be done. 7 plays done. Or 12, 11 plays done.
Yeah. And if you want Panthers conversation that separate the transaction from the real football meaning, hey, subscribe to Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk. I will greatly appreciate that. The link right here is at the bottom. All right. Subscribe to Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk and come back with us every morning. That's Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's youtube.com/@UO Sports Talk. All right. youtube.com/@UO Sports Talk. All right. So if you are just joining us, Kyle Trask is not being handed QB2, but Haynes King's injury has created a real opening. So we are debating how real that opening is. That's the topic that we're having right now when it comes to that. All right. So I'm just leave this on here for about another minute or so. If anybody needs to write down the YouTube link, you can. It's right there on the screen. Again, youtube.com/@UO Sports Talk. All right. I would greatly appreciate it. Subscribe, turn that post notification bell, select all, so that way you be made aware whenever I do go live. Again, that's Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. So, fellas, let me remove this. All right. So, Kyle Trask definitely has system familiarity, but not system ownership. Buffalo in the next practice week will show whether he is insurance or a true roster valuation. All right. So the next topic that we're going to discuss is the opponent spotlight, which is the Buffalo Bills. All right. So give you the facts first. Somebody's clicking. Is that you, Will? Somebody clicking something.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Clicking noise.
That's me. Sorry. I go on mute. My bad.
Carolina starters are expected to play approximately 10 to 20 snaps in Buffalo, depending on the drives. Bryce Young did not play in the Hall of Fame game. The Bills give Carolina a different level of opponent preparation, especially around communication, physicality, and quarterback operation. Canales has framed the week as a chance for starters to prepare with a true game week routine. All right. The Panthers do not need to reveal the regular season playbook in a short preseason appearance. They do need a clean operation, calls in on time, protection rules communicated, routes aligned correctly, and answers when the defense disrupts the first look. For Bryce Young, success is not just completion percentage. It is command, timing, decision-making, and getting the offense out of bad situations without creating a turnover opportunity. All right. So my question to you fellas, and Poppin, you can go. No, Will, you can go first on this one. Should Carolina use Buffalo mainly to build offensive confidence or deliberately stress the starting operation to expose problems before week one? What say you, sir?
I think that it is to build momentum and confidence. Exposing the weaknesses are in training camp. And that's with the joint practices that's coming up in the next 2 weeks. A lot, you want to be able to get, have them go through their routine, getting ready for a game, traveling on the road, the diet, like the coach said, get everything going. But they need to go out there and perform. but I'm not trying to go out there and expose a flaw in my offense publicly. I'm not trying to do that in order to validate something. I validate whatever I need to validate behind closed doors. I don't validate in public. But what I do need to do, I need to see that offense come out crisp. I need to see that offense be able to gain first downs. I need to see that offense be able to move the ball. That needs to be seen. So I want to just point that out up front.
Okay. Poppin', what you got?
I think first off, yeah, I would say confidence, but it starts with Brad Idzik first. Brad Idzik has already started off hot. I like the play calling, the sequencing of how he about with the flow of the game. So this is round 2. Can he put it together again? Can he find because now you're going against a different team. So, it's a different front, a different look, different type of athletes in front of you, different scheme. Even though it's vanilla, it tastes good, vanilla ice cream. Let's see what else he can do. I don't want him to expose too much. Keep all the tricks and the cool stuff in the bag for when it's time to really put it on display. But he needs to make sure that he has the offense clicking. Number 2, this is also a time that I feel like the team needs to start figuring out what they do well and what they don't do well. What they need to take back to the chalkboard and say, okay, this is what we've seen. This is what we need to tighten up on before we actually get into the real season. So those are my 2 takeaways for this.
Okay. All right. So what should count as a successful Bryce Young appearance beyond completions and passing yards? Poppin'?
Making smart decisions. Nobody's gonna hit all the freaking passes. Take what's given to you. Don't put yourself in harm's way. And just look like you got command of the offense. If there's somebody out of place, I want to make sure I see you point him out. I want to make sure that I also see him looking through his reads. Get to him early. Get to him early. Creating good habits will help you in the long run. I'm also going to be checking out his footwork and things of that nature because that's one of the things that I do not like that Bryce Young does. Is he has terrible footwork. I think he's a little stubborn there. And so, yeah, I think that'll be a success if I start seeing some an ascension in those things, as they like to say.
Okay. All right. So, hey, I couldn't agree with you more on that. I think it's more about for me. You definitely would like to see the offense as a whole go down and score on their first drive, sustain the drive, put at least a 7-play or better drive together, move the ball, like you said, command of the offense, things of that nature. But yeah, I'm definitely looking for to see how he has his footwork evolve. A couple of things that I noticed in some of the practice highlights that have been circulating, especially on Twitter, is he's looking more like a traditional drop back passer that is just dropping, backpedaling straight back. He's turning sideways and dropping back. You can still see that he has the quick release. I don't think that's going to be affected or go anywhere. But I do think it helps you better when you trying to create a solid foundation from the ground up, because you're only going to go as far as your feet will go. So if your feet ain't right, the throw is not going to be right. It's not going to be where you want it to be. Your balance is not going to be the same. So that's why you always hear them talking about building the quarterback up from the ground up. So those things are important to me that I think will play a major part in the consistency that I'm also looking for when it comes to Bryce, with better decision making, protecting the ball better, getting the ball out faster, making the rhythm a little better, trusting his wide receivers a little more. This is some of the things that they've talked about in camp, that they are seeing that he's trusting his wide receivers more. He's getting the ball out a little earlier, catching the receivers coming out of the top of their breaks. That's all well and good that you see that in practice. So can we see that in the game, Saturday? That's where I want to see it translate to. And I believe if he can do all those things and build upon those for the rest of the preseason, whether it be in the preseason game or be in joint practices, what have you, as long as he can build upon that and then come week one, he can really showcase it. That's what I'm looking for when it comes to that.
Can I throw one more thing out there real quick, Tony? One more thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is just for Brad Idzik. I'm curious, will he have Bryce under center more? Just curious. I just want to throw that out there. I will be paying attention to that as well.
You want to say that again? You want to do what?
I want to see if Brad Idzik will have Bryce playing under the center more. I'm just curious.
Hmm.
We'll throw that out there.
Yeah. That'd be curious. Dave did mention something in his press conference yesterday that, when a lot of people was watching the game and they felt like the offense was more than vanilla because they were seeing plays that they haven't seen before. And I said that it can still be vanilla just because you haven't seen that particular play executed before. Because there's always 2 or 3 layers, at least to each play. And Dave mentioned that yesterday in his press conference. He was saying there was some new plays, some new wrinkles that Brad Idzik put into the playbook, and that you basically saw on Thursday night, and that it doesn't necessarily mean that it was more than what you saw. It could still be vanilla, it could still be basic, but remember what I've been saying for a while now is that the playbook is the playbook, but Brad is going to put his own little spin on it. You are going to see some plays added that Dave Canales didn't call. You're going to see a different order of play calling. It's not going to be the same. The plays may be the same, majority of them, but the way that the plays are called, when they're called, things like that is going to be different from Dave Canales. And I think that's important because Brad Idzik will allow himself to be separated from people just saying that this is just Dave Canales' playbook and he just calling the same thing that Dave Canales will call. Well, that's not necessarily the truth. And you kind of saw that Thursday night against the Cardinals. Will, what you think about that? What do you think about Brad Idzik play calling and how some of the things look different Thursday night than probably what we've seen before in the past?
I did note. I mean, of course, I'm kind of watching the game for the game, not all of that stuff. So, but I tend
my
to
fault.
agree with you.
336. Here go the link. My fault, Will. 336.
Okay.
There go the link right there. My bad.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Will.
So there's layers to a play. So they might you might send someone an option, you might send somebody in motion or not, depending on how they want to align the alignment for the protection and all those things. And there's so many layers to a play, and then Brad Idzik throwing 1 or 2 wrinkles on it makes it look totally different to us, but it's the same play. that lends me to believe that Brad Idzik, and it's not just the quarterback, but the entire offense knows the system well enough where it can evolve more as you can evolve more layers onto the play and extensions onto the play because everybody understands the base offense so well. That's my opinion. So yes,
Okay.
but it's still vanilla enough where you're not showing your good stuff at the dang on beginning at in a Hall of Fame game.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and you're right, because that's something that I brought up. I think I can't remember if it was on Freddie's channel. No, we weren't on Freddie's channel. I can't remember whose channel it was on, but like I said, in the preseason, you're not gonna see everything that these guys are going to run in week one. Nobody's showing their hand in the preseason like that. Like I said, this is for a lot of evaluation. It's more about the guy that's trying to make the team than the guys that you already know that's going to be on the team. You know what I mean? Because those are the guys that you're going to see the most in the preseason. For Brad Idzik, because this is his first time having complete control. Like he's not just calling the preseason game, like he's calling everything from now on out. So he's getting reps at this more so than he did previous years, because now it starts with the Saturday night walkthroughs. You know what I'm saying? When they go over what plays they're going to run, when he's talking to the quarterback and getting the idea what the quarterback likes, what he don't like, what he want in, what he wants out. You know what I'm saying? That's Brad Idzik job now. Dave Canales is not running that, so he's getting he got to prepare differently going into into game week. Stuff like that. So this is just as much about repetitions for him as it is the guys that's trying to make the team. The only difference is we know Brad Idzik isn't going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? But you want to see him have these things down pat. So come week one, it's a better and smoother operation between him and the quarterback. And, that translates to what you see on the field when it comes to the play calling and things of that nature. So, like I said, this is first time. He's as much up under the gun as anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Because that's to me, that's our biggest unknown for the season. Real quick, let me shout out BY's 804 VA for the $4.99 super chat. He said, "Good morning, panel and chat. Good morning, BY's. Hey, I appreciate that support and love. Thank you for supporting the channel, my guy. I greatly appreciate that. And also, we are about an hour and a half in. If you are enjoying the conversation, enjoying the debate, the vibes and the energy this morning that Morning Kickoff is bringing this morning, I would appreciate it if you would show love to the channel. The QR code is at the top right corner. You can scan the QR code to support the show. There's also a pinned comment at the top of the comment section in the YouTube chat that will take you to my PayPal link. Donate whatever you feel like your heart desire. I'm trying to reach my daily goal of $25. Again, as I say always, not trying to pay the rent or a car note, just trying to make a little money so I can continue bringing you guys great information, a great channel each and every morning, 5 days a week, 7 a.m. Eastern time. All right. So I would greatly appreciate that. And let me bring up Will, this is your oldest son, I guess.
Now my
your
younger
little
brother.
What
My
whatever you
younger
want to call
brother.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My younger brother.
Three
He don't like that
dash
shit at
6
all.
plus 3. What's
All
going
right.
on?
All right, younger brother, all the time now. Okay. All right. What's going on? What's
You don't
going on,
like that
fellas?
shit at all.
Yeah,
What's going on?
what's going on? Ain't nothing, man. Ain't nothing. Hey, Tony, good
What's
show, man.
going on?
Great question. Great question. Great question.
I appreciate you, man. Well,
Oh yeah.
what's on your mind? Talk to me, right? You know what we're talking about right now is um should Carolina use Buffalo mainly to build offensive confidence or deliberately stress the starting operation to expose problems before week one? What say
I,
you?
I wouldn't say that you stress the offense, but if you got an opportunity to get your starters on the field, to me, you kind of want to test some of the things that you may, some of the things that you may have questions around, right? You don't want to put your full playbook out there and expose your whole team, but some of the things that you've been practicing that you haven't gotten to see in live reps, you kind of want to put some of that stuff to the test. To me, before the season starts, because I think that's what preseason is. It's like a test run. So you got the
Mm-hmm.
opportunity to test some of the things that you kind of questioned or some of the things you've been trying to install just to get a look at it in live game footage. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
I think you take
Um,
advantage of the opportunity, but I wouldn't say you go full force like you trying to, like this the Super Bowl or something like that.
right. So when you look at that, so just say for Bryce Young, right? What should count as a successful Bryce Young appearance beyond completions and passing yards? What is that you want to see from him individually or as the first team? What is that you want to see them do against Buffalo?
The number one thing you want to see is a controlled offense. And I think that's the
Okay.
most important thing. You don't want to see turnovers. You don't want to see guys out of place. You want to see everybody looking like they have an understanding of what the hell we're trying to accomplish here. You want to see execution between play calling and success of the play on the field. And that success to me
Yeah.
isn't necessarily a touchdown or, like you said, more so completions just for Bryce. Putting the ball in the right space, being on time, being on target. Like I said, a full command of the offense to me is a good look for this type of preseason game, especially considering he's not playing the whole game. You're gonna play a few snaps here and there. So control the offense,
Right.
manage the game. You know, be a starting quarterback in the preseason game, then get out of there with no injuries.
Yeah, I would love for them. I know not Brad. I know Dave Canales said between 10 and 20 snaps, depending on what happens the first couple of series or whatnot. I would love to see them go down the field and score. I would love to see the offense move the ball 6, 7 play drive or better. Um, like we just talked about, Brad, is it getting the calls in early? Right, Bryce getting the guys lined up, getting the protection set, and snapping the ball with I'm not gonna say how many seconds I think should be left on the clock, but just a smooth operation between Brad Idzik and Bryce Young, and the offense move the ball down the field and score. I would love to see 7 points if they get in field goal range and kick a field goal, whatnot. That'd be cool too. I just want to see the operation, and I want to see advancing of the ball. That's what I want to see. But Charlie did ask a question early. He said, "Anyone know if someone said Brooks is getting touches this game?" Will, have you heard anything? I don't think I heard Canales say one way or the other yesterday, but I could have missed it.
He said what about the game?
Is Jonathan Brooks getting any touches against Buffalo?
He didn't call out the name. He didn't say the name. He just said the starters will get some reps. And
Okay.
Since Jonathan Brooks is running back number 2, you would assume he get touches.
Yeah. And I think Broski Bear says Brooks taking full contact yet. Now that's a good question. I think he is. Don't hold me to that. I'm not 100% sure. Do either one of you guys know? Is he taking full contact yet?
He's taking the same
I'm,
contact as Chuba taking, and they're not taking. So in padded practice, they're not taking him to the ground, but they thudding him.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, 336.
I was just gonna say I would assume that he's doing everything everybody else is doing. They haven't made a point of interest to say what he is and what he isn't doing. So I would just say assume
Right.
it's a normal practice.
He don't have on a red jerseys. That's the selling point. He does not have on a red jersey.
Yes. That is a very good point. That's a very good point. Okay. Papa said he in the country now, Tony. All right, Papa. Hey, I appreciate you being on this morning, my guy. Definitely appreciate you being on with me this morning.
Have a good work week, Poppin'.
Yeah. So, what about the offensive line? And Poppin', 336, you can go first on this one. Do you believe that the offensive line can communicate and protect cleanly without leaning on constant extra help? Because I think that's going to be a big point to prove Saturday, especially if we are going ones versus ones. Buffalo has not come out and said if their starters were going to be playing this Saturday or not. So, but if it is ones versus ones, do you think our offensive line right now can hold up and communicate and protect cleanly?
And when you say extra help, do you mean like tight end help or like running back help? Or what do you mean by extra help?
Extra help from the tight ends, chip blocks, chip and release from the tight ends, stuff like that.
I don't know, Tony. That's going to be left to be seen. We got a couple new guys in rotation here, and we got a few new guys behind them. So to me, that's going to be left to be seen. But based on what I've seen from our O-line coach and the guys that we put in rotation the past few years, Tony, he's done a good job at getting them guys ready, no matter who's up next. So I would just assume that they're going to be able to handle this, just based on what I've seen before.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would
Will,
say
you already answered. You already answered, right, Will?
Yes, sir, I did.
Oh, okay. All right. So, which will you go first on this one? Well, first let me ask the chat because I want to ask the chat a question as well. What must Carolina starters prove first against Buffalo? Is it the operation, protection, physicality, or communication? So y'all let me know in the chat. Y'all can type operation, protection, physicality, or communication. What must Carolina starters prove first against Buffalo? So that's for the chat. And Will, which unit needs the clearest answer in Buffalo? Is it the quarterback operation, the pass protection, or defensive physicality?
Man, I want all of it, man. Damn it, I want all of it. But if you gotta bring me to one, pass protection, because the offensive line is so fluid right now, and we've had a lot of changes. I want to see that the offensive line is solidified or can operate and function as a unit. If you had to rope me down to one, if can I rank them, I would say offensive line, QB operation, and defensive physicality in those order. If I could have it, but if you had to give, if you said you only can have one toy, Tommy,
you can have more than one toy. Will that's cool. Rank them in the order that you want to see. That's probably a better way to put the question.
Okay. I want offensive line. I want to show the protection. I want you to be able to show me that Gilbert got you guys right. Bryce, I need you to drive this offense the way people been saying you've been driving the offense. I need to see it. And defense, we say y'all gonna be a top 7 defense. Damn it. Show Josh Allen why you're a top 7 defense. That's what I want to see. In that order.
All right. 336, what you got?
I think that functionality is probably the biggest thing first. I think that
Well, so your three choices are quarterback operation, pass protection, or defensive physicality.
I'm gonna go with the QB play first, and the reason for that is we've seen the O line play well with good quarterback play and with bad quarterback play. So I think that the QB play first, the QB functionality, I think that matters first. I'm gonna go with the physicality and then the offensive line play.
The pass protection.
Yeah, the pass protection.
Yeah. All right. That's cool. So some of the answers from the chat. Demetrius Ward 4804 said communication. AJ Brooks says scoring. You need to score, even though that wasn't an option, AJ. But he said scoring. Cool Kev said they need to show game flow and execution. Okay, all right. I'll put that under operation. E-Rock, what's up, E-Rock? He said efficient operation. Okay. B-Wise 804 VA say facts will agree. Don't have to be good, but can't look like 2023. And he said also agree with that will as well. Okay. All right. So Will, you go first on this one, and then this will be the last question for this for the halftime question for the Buffalo Bills. What do you think the Panthers should learn from this game that cannot be learned in practice? Yeah, I know that's a good one, Will. Yeah.
So I know people gonna think that this is stupid, but it matters.
Why would they think that?
No, because it is leading up to getting on the field. Pre-game, everybody's pre-game routine, their warm-ups, how they set to go. The Saturday night stand-up, how everybody's going to be walking through everything, sequencing of plays, all of the operations that lead to that first snap by the defense or that first snap by the offense. All of that matters. All of that pre-logistics and pre-prep work to get us to the first snap on the field, a good team does that well. A good coaching staff does that well. So they need to have everyone prepared to be able to execute. 1. 2, when we get on the field after all that's been done, can you execute what Idzik and Evero has set up for you? Oh, but Cooley has set up for you. Have you put that all together, and can you execute that plan? Ones, goods on goods, ones on ones. Can you execute that plan? And to leave there, and to everyone to leave uninjured. Those are the things that I think are vitally important to us as a team. That's what good teams do well. And we got to do that routinely because we got a lot. We got some road trips that that a lot of our must-win columns, some of those are on the road. Some of those are on the road, and we got to have them.
That's correct. What you got, 336? What should the... Yeah, go ahead.
Well, a couple things that you should learn from a preseason game is definitely the speed of the game. It's something that you can't really replicate in practice to me. Things are always a lot faster, and it's a lot more distractions on the field of play versus practice. Same thing goes for the physicality of the game. There's nothing like getting hit by your opponent. There's nothing like being hit in practice at all. You got to take some off. But the main thing I think they should learn from this game is I'm gonna have to say Plan Bs. A lot of the times you go out on the field to play, you call a play, you get to the line, and you might get a different look, or you might get a disguise, or anything like that. I want
Right.
to see Plan Bs from coaches, Plan Bs from quarterbacks, and put backup plans for everyone. Like I said, a lot of the times you might have an idea, you got a game plan, and then you get on the field, and it's something totally different than what you expected for that day. So I want to see the backup plans being successful as well.
All right. I got two questions for you guys real quick. One is for you 336. But shout out to JP Shepherd for that PayPal gift. I greatly appreciate it, my guy. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for supporting the channel. I greatly appreciate that. So yeah, if you guys are enjoying the vibes, enjoying the conversation this morning, scan that QR code at the top right. Show love to the channel. I'll greatly appreciate it. The link is also in the YouTube chat in the pinned comments at the top. I would greatly appreciate it if you will. Okay, but Poppin asked you 336, who is QB2?
It's still left to be determined right now. I think there's a real battle going on for that. If you had to hold me to it right now, I guess it would be Kenny Pickett. But I think that there's still a battle going on, and I don't think
Who
it's for QB3.
who's the battle? Who's the battle between Kenny Pickett and who?
Well, between all three of them, between Kenny Pickett, Kyle Trask now, and Haynes King, if he's able to return.
Mm,
I don't think anybody
okay.
has really solidified QB2 yet. Not to me. Now, I'm not in practice. I'm not, in the locker room and all that to say, just speaking as a fan perspective. I don't think that there's a
Right.
solidified QB2. And to me, bringing in Kyle Trask kind of emboldens that. Strictly on the fact that,
So
he was available and there was no interest to me.
right. Well, let me. And no, I know I'm going back a little bit because I wish you would have been on the panel earlier when we was having this conversation. Poppin and I. Um, we all witnessed Kyle Trask performance Thursday. It was excellent performance. He did very well, and to me, I think he makes that conversation about QB2 um more interesting. I don't think he overtook Kenny Pickett, but I do think he makes the conversation about the QB2 spot more interesting. But now that he won't be available against Buffalo, and now we have Kyle Trask in the picture. If Kyle Trask goes out and have a performance similar to Haynes King's performance Thursday night, or even better, that changes that changes and creates a different conversation when it comes to that. Well, what you think about that, 336?
It really does, and to me, it's gonna start. It's gonna start showing a lot of light on Dave Canales and this offensive staff that's getting these guys ready. Because to be honest with you, it's not normal that you see multiple guys as your second and third quarterback come out and have really good performances. So it's gonna start shining a light on what these guys are doing with these quarterbacks behind the scenes.
Okay, all right.
But
Will
as
you
far as the
go
battle
ahead?
goes, Tony, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. As far as what that would do in terms of the QB2 battle, I can't really say. It does make it a lot more interesting than what it was even Thursday.
Okay, yeah. And I said the same thing earlier. If he goes out and have a similar performance to Haynes King or even better, it has to change the conversation, and I think it's a good thing because it puts more pressure on the front office and the coaching staff to come up with a decision about who's going to be QB2. Yeah, is Kenny Pickett still QB2, or who would take his spot, or the possibility of should we go with 3 quarterbacks instead of 2 quarterbacks, and who is worth keeping as that QB3, someone that we can keep on the roster and continue to develop, but they also serve as that emergency third quarterback. So
Right.
these are the different conversations, like a performance that if Kyle Trask is to have such a similar performance or better, I believe these are the type of conversations that will be had in the front office with Dave Canales, Dan Morgan, and Brent Tillis, and those guys. What you think?
Yeah. And just wanted to point out the fact that it will make it extremely competitive in a quarterback room if you see
Right.
another guy come out here again and have a big time performance. Like it's gonna make that quarterback room very, very competitive because now you got to put on your best every time you go out because the next guy is outdoing the last guy. Like that's what you want to see though.
Exactly.
That's exactly what you want to see though.
Exactly. And real quick, and Will, you can go first. Or did you have something to say? 'Cause I see that you unmute your mic.
No, I just wanted to make sure. I knew you was coming to me next. I just wanted to also say what
Yeah.
336 said is vitally important. Iron sharpens iron. If look, everybody needs to go out there and perform their absolute best. No one should be walking around all, you know, thinking that they're in the clubhouse up on the leaderboard. You out there on the back nine trying to win a position.
Okay. All right. Hey, hold it down, Will, for me. For one second, I got to into a personal matter. Hold on. Hold it down for me. So my next question was going to be, if Kyle Trask does have a similar or better game than Haynes King did Thursday night, what does that say about Brad Idzik's play calling and what we can potentially see in the regular season? Will, you go first on that one? Then 336 after Will. Go ahead. Go ahead, 336.
Okay.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
talking my ass off too.
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead,
Will. Go ahead.
336.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You got it.
No, what I was saying, 336, if Kyle Trash come out here and start doing the same things and we start seeing those same wrinkles in the offense, what I would say is good on us. What I would be nervous about is the only thing I would have pause about is I would really be looking at, well, how is the defense playing playing this? Because this seems too damn easy. It's almost like it almost would seem too easy. So if they are doing that, great. And if Kyle Trask do that and have a similar or same performance as Haynes King had, good on us. Haynes King better get a cortisone shot in that damn hamstring and get his ass out there before he loses his damn job. I tell you that. So that's what I
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah, and I think it would, like I said, that's what I was saying. I think it would start shining a lot of light on this coaching staff and what they're doing with these quarterbacks. Especially if you have, Bryce comes out, he has a good performance. Kyle Trask, Kenny Pickett, they follow up behind him and they have a good performance. I mean, people are going to start looking at it like, this could be a really big season. This could be an uptick in the season for us. So, I mean, I know a lot of people would be excited. I'm going to hold my reservations on this as far as the play calling is concerned until, we get into the meat of the season, just to get a good look at what he's capable of doing against the top team, some of the top teams in the league, week in, week out, against some of the best defenses. Now, as far as the performances on the field, it'll be great to see in preseason. But when evaluating coaches, I don't evaluate coaches during the preseason. I like to get into the season for that. But it would be a good look for him to have these guys coming out here looking good week in, week out. 4 preseason games in a row. Multiple different quarterbacks. Everybody looks good. Like that. That's something that you want to see, bro. And it definitely would be different in Carolina because we're not used to having multiple quarterbacks playing good on the same time. We're lucky if we have one. So
All right.
that's what
Hey,
I
I
Are you
want.
saying
appreciate y'all
Derek? Are you
host.
saying Derek? Are you saying Derek Anderson wasn't good?
No, it's just rare that we have multiple quarterbacks.
I
Derek
Anderson
know,
was
I
good.
Anderson
know.
was
I
good.
was being
He was
Derek
funny.
good
Anderson
though.
was
I
He
was,
good.
was. Yeah, he was.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying. Hey, you remember that time when Cam Newton didn't wear a tie, and Ron Rivera said Derek Anderson would take the first possession. Derek Anderson threw an interception.
Yep. Yep. Wasn't it like the first or second play?
First or second play, Derek Anderson threw a
Yeah,
pick
first or second
six.
play he threw interception. Yeah.
Oh, that
Yep.
blew up in Ron Rivera's face. My bad. I'm sorry, fellas. Just
Yeah, you
back
can
down
go ahead and
memory
sit down.
lane.
Nah.
Sorry.
You can go ahead and sit down now.
That'll
Yeah.
be all, sir.
Yeah. But yeah, I apologize. I had to step away and check on my little sister. Had a little fender bender on the way back to Atlanta. So appreciate you guys holding it down for me while I check on them. So yeah, man, yeah, I'm because it had just clicked in my mind that if Kyle Trask went out there and had a similar game or even a better game, like Haynes King did Thursday, what does that say about Brad Idzik and his play calling? And I think you have to look at that. I think that would be another topic of conversation, especially amongst the fans and the media. Like the local media, because I don't think the national media will be talking about it as much. But for us fans and the local media, I think that would be a conversation that would need to be had, especially when you see that the offense is slightly different from what we're used to. You know what I'm saying? And I think we saw that Thursday night. You know what I'm saying? Some plays that we hadn't seen before, the operation of the offense, the play calling, certain times when certain plays were called, things of that nature. I think that's Brad Idzik putting his own little spin on this offense, especially something that he's probably been waiting years to have the opportunity to have full control and do it like he want to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, first week out, he had a
Yeah.
seamless operation to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was smooth, seamless. They got the plays in. Nobody was standing around waiting on the play to come in. It wasn't the last second on the play clock. Third and long, we dialing up plays, just going across the line of the game versus screen passes or things underneath, a lot of checkdowns. Like it was really good to see, and I think that right there is the reason why people think it wasn't vanilla. We on 3rd and 12 and stuff like that, and he's calling plays to cross the line of game. I mean, it was a good operation, Tony. He's looking good, like I said,
Yeah.
for his first week out as a full-time caller.
Okay. All right. Hey, real quick, if you haven't, I know a lot of you are watching through Carolina Armchair GMCJ channel. If you haven't subscribed, because I see some people that are coming up that's not coming up in the YouTube chat, that's coming up on StreamYard. So I'm going to post the link to the YouTube chat. So I think Brad, I know that you're probably coming through a CJ channel. If you guys would just open up another browser and go to youtube.com. Let me put the youtube.com/@UO Sports Talk and subscribe to my channel as well. this gentleman right here, Will Out Slim. Yeah, if you would open up a browser and go to Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk, youtube.com/@UO Sports Talk, and subscribe to my channel as well. I will greatly appreciate it. All right. Go ahead, 336. Were you still saying something?
Oh no, that was it.
Okay. All right. Okay. So this is not about winning the preseason snap count. It's about finding out whether Carolina can play connected football when game speed becomes real. All right. The point of Buffalo is not to make Bryce Young comfortable. It is to find out whether the Panthers have answers when the defense make him uncomfortable. All right. So second half, my second half question, we'll get into it right here. And I should have put Buffalo, but it says Canton. Well, it says that Canton had a defensive physicality problem. So up on the screen, what you see is Buffalo defensive 5 tests. And these are things that I would like to see from the first team defense Thursday night. And I don't care whether they play against ones or twos. It doesn't matter to me who they're playing against. This is what I want to be. This is what I want to see. I want to see them disrupt the pocket with the pass rush, edge control. I want to see them be able to set the edge, run defense. I want to see them fit the run, finishing. Tackling with leverage, wrapping up. Secondary, I want to see they communicating coverage. So the communication definitely has to be on point when you're talking about the safety communicating to everybody else in the secondary, the linebacker possibly communicating not only with the front four, but the guys behind them as well. Because one thing I've learned just from people that know the game, play the game, when you're not communicating, you're not going to be very good. So they always value over communicating. You know what I'm saying? When you see a defense that's communicating, more than likely they are on one accord. Even when they're wrong, they always, from what I've always heard, if we all wrong, that means we all right. You know what I'm saying? I still don't understand that, but that's what they say. If we all wrong, we all right. So as long as they are communicating and on the same accord, I think that's a bode well for them. So I'll start with you with the pass rush, and let's talk about what we didn't see Thursday and what we hope to see Saturday against the Bills. Will you
If
go
you're talking
first?
about if you're just talking about pass rush, is
Yeah,
it
well,
alive?
I was just, huh?
Your pass rush, is it alive?
Is it
You know, I
live?
mean,
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
I truly believe that Princely probably was out there because they wanted him to get some snaps because he did not. That wasn't the Princely that I'm used to seeing. So I don't know
Right,
what that was
right.
about. I don't know if the coaching staff was like, go out there, work on some moves, all this other stuff, blah 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 blah, because you're the young gun, right? Probably. I don't know. Because they wasn't gonna put Pat out there, and they wasn't gonna put Pat out there, and they wasn't gonna put what's the other guy name?
Philip,
God dang.
Philip.
Phillips. They wasn't gonna put Phillips out there, right? Because we are low on the pass rush front. So I think he played because snaps was needed to be had. But that's my theory. I have no proof to that. I want to be able to see them make the quarterback uncomfortable. Give me that at least. I don't need you to go in your pass rush bag. I don't need for people to have cut-ups and film on you for week one. I don't need you to have all that, but I need you to be able to show that you can get pressure, that you can push the pocket. And if Willie's gonna be running with the ones, he needs to be able to show market improvement from what he had from not great improvement because he wasn't horrible. He was serviceable, but show that he can play with the ones. I need to just see some level of improvement than what I saw from week one. The Hall of Fame game with the twos.
Okay. 336. What about you?
I'm more so interested in the interior. I think that's where a lot of the pressure is going to have to come from. Just me personally, especially when you talk about as far as disrupting the pocket. As far as setting the edge, Tony, I think it's going to be left to be seen. We got Pat Jones, Phillips. I think them boys can do a good job. I hate that we can't get. I, I'm with Will on this Princely thing. I don't know what's going on with Princely. I don't know what the plan was for him on Thursday, but it wasn't a good showing to me, especially with you getting the opportunities that's going to come your way with Scorton being injured. You definitely want to. He's definitely going to want to go out and have a better showing than what he had this past Thursday. He's probably going to get more snaps this Saturday than he did last week too. So he's definitely going to want to have a good showing. But as far as what you got up here for the defense, I'm in full agreement with everything else. Fitting the run schemes, tackling with leverage. Definitely don't want to see a bunch of missed tackles anymore here in Carolina. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm well past that.
Oh, feels
And
the same.
communicating the coverage. I think that's one of the reasons why Nick Scott is still here. Everyone talks about his communication skills and how he gets everybody lined up. So, yeah, that's definitely another big key point right there, getting communications and everybody lined up and set in the right place. And it's when you said if we all wrong, then we all right. I guess if we all in the wrong player in the wrong position, but we all in the same wrong spot, I guess we're gonna function as it is. So if we all in the wrong, if
Right.
we all in the wrong, but we in the same spot, then we must be right, right? I'm gonna just take it as
Yeah,
that.
Right.
I never heard that
Right.
one before though. Yeah.
yeah, I've heard that
Yeah,
before.
that's I've from some of the guys, especially defensive scouts, being in those different calls that I be on and stuff. You hear them say that, they talk about how big the communication is as a whole and how important it is, for the for the communication to flow throughout the entire defense every snap. And they were saying like even when we wrong, if we all wrong, then we all right.
Yeah.
Instead of saying just the front four is right, the linebacker's wrong, the corner's right, and the safety's wrong. Well, now you got confusion all across the board. But if we all on the same accord, even though it may be the wrong call, they still right.
Right.
I
I
still
guess
don't
you just
fully
don't.
understand it 336, but that I guess that's a defensive mantra.
Yeah. See, I
Yep.
was on offense,
Yeah.
so I never heard this one before. But I guess you just don't want to be the one guy that's in the wrong spot and everybody else doing something different. So I feel it.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. So real quick, a Fayetteville 826. That's Fayetteville. If you're watching through CJ channel right now, I need you to come through on my channel so I can give you the wrench that I promised you the other day. So on my Patreon channel, there's two people that's in the highest tier on debate table VIP, and that's Vietnam and Will Robertson. And Will, if you're watching the live, um, if you I watch the live through my channel, put something in the comment so I can hit you with the wrench as well. So people that are subscribed to my Patreon at the highest tier, you also will become a moderator. I am watching on your channel. That's why I lost my wrench. Okay, I do see it. All right, hold on, Vietnam. Hit you with it real quick. I don't know what the green thing is you're talking about. But put a comment in there now, Vietnam, and you'll see the wrench. And what's the green you talking about you lost? I have no idea. That's me. Okay, there it is. All right. It's blue. It's blue now. Okay. Well, that's on my channel. It can still be green or whatever it is on CJ's channel. So when I'm live, the wrench for my channel will only can work on my live. So that's
I
all.
think he's
That's
talking
all I
about the
know.
memberships.
Oh, the members. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't have members yet because I haven't reached 500 subscribers. But that is the next goal. So you guys help me reach 500 subscribers. I would love to get there before week 1. I think currently I'm at 127. 127. That means I'm 373 away. 373 away. So hopefully we can get that done by week 1, and that way I believe I will start be able to do members or having super chats, one of the two. Yeah. So yeah, that is my next goal, is reaching 500 subscribers. So I'm 373 away, and I would greatly appreciate you guys. Share this with family or friends or other Panther fans that may not know about my channel. YouTube.com/@UO Sports Talk. All right.
What's up, bro?
That will
Let me
be.
get the super single pre-roll.
Huh? Oh, you
Oh,
talking?
he wasn't on mute at that moment.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So the edge control, Will. The next stop. Setting the edge. Do you think we'll be able to do it this game against Buffalo? I believe we got Jason Phillips, aka JJ Phillips, and Patrick Jones. We'll see that tandem working hand in hand. What you think about setting the edge?
Well, I think we can, because Pat Jones did a good job before he got injured. And
Okay.
when you look at Phillips' tape, even when he was in both teams he was on
Right.
last season. I only looked at last season. He did. So that should not be a challenge for us. Setting the edge.
Okay.
Of course,
All
I
right.
want to see it, but yeah.
Right. 336. What you think?
Setting the edge this year should not be a problem. I'm more concerned about the pass rush than the edge setting. I think we got the guys that necessarily contain the run this time. Like you said, Pat Jones did do a good job last year with both edge setting and with the pass rush, prior to the
Right.
injury. And
Right.
I know based on what I've looked at as far as the numbers, I haven't, gone too deep into watching Jalen Phillips, but he's not a terrible run setter himself. So I mean an edge setter. So I think as far as the starters go, we should be good to go with that. Once you get past the starters, I think that's where the concern lies.
Mm-hmm.
Any type of injury or absence to one of those two top guys, we might have a different issue with run set. With Nick Scored being out, and we got we got Princely behind him, and who's the next edge rusher?
I think Travis Gibson, because we just released Nick Hampton over the
Yeah,
weekend.
and Gibson
Mm-hmm.
played some good snaps too last year. He was one of
Yes, he
the better
did.
pass
He
rushers
did.
as
He
far as what
did.
we
He did
had.
play
Yeah.
some. Yeah. Yeah, he did
So
play some
yeah,
good snaps. Limited role. Yeah, you're
yeah, I think
right.
we'd be all right setting the edge as far as the run is concerned. Like I said, my major concern this year is going to be that pass rush. I think we do a good job
Yeah.
with it. We got the guys up front too, so Yeah, I think we are all right with that.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because then you can answer this one first. Because of course Thursday night we did not see the starters. A lot of people made a lot of people hyped this particular player up, Lee Hunter. That's what I'm speaking of. When we drafted him, and they felt like he was gonna come in and be better than Ashawn Robinson, and be all this and all that. And again, me being level headed as I am, pump your brakes. The dude is not what he needs some work. I know he had a great season at Texas Tech, but he is what he is. And what I saw Thursday, and even though I didn't watch the game, somebody did on YouTube put up a cut up of his about like 10 or 12 plays that I saw over the weekend, and it didn't surprise me. I thought he played it just like I thought he would play it, which is just average. You know what I'm saying? So you could probably say that's why he's second on the depth chart when it comes to the defensive tackles, right? Do you still feel like we have the run defense up front to fit the run better this year? And that's whether we're in the 3-4 or 4-2-5.
I'm not so sure about better than last year. Now, typically it takes these D tackles outside of a guy who's coming in who's just really that dude. It takes these D tackles normally 2-3 years before you really get to the point of seeing who they really are and who they're going to be. So the expectation for Lee Hunter, to hit the ground running and just take it by storm, that's kind of that's a far cry to me. I think it's going to take him a little bit of time. I think he has the potential, which a lot of guys do. It's just being able to get in there and get those snaps, get those rips, and we'll see. But I don't know if we're going to have a better front as far as run defense this year, just strictly because, like you said, with the loss of Ashawn. So it's going to be up to Bobby Brown, Lee Hunter, all the other guys on the interior to really kind of step up and fill that absence.
Okay. All right. Will, what you think about what do you think about it? To my question.
So if you're talking about Lee Hunter, but for
why you take a deep breath like that?
because you done make me nervous about the man. It's your fault. You done ripped the fanboy out of me and made me look at things logically. And I you know what? I applaud you for it. It upsets me. I know 336 looking back and smiling in his face when he said, "Hey, rip the fanboy out of Will." I know.
Yeah.
I can
that
feel
ain't
the
easy to
smile.
do, Tony.
What'd you say, 336?
That is not easy to do. That's not easy to do for Will.
Hey, so I know I could just his smile was so bright. It was like a warmth, right? But anyway,
yeah.
I just, of course he was playing with twos. He has to be able to elevate his game enough to be effective. He has to, because, if because they said he's starting to work out. He's not cleared for contact. But if Tershawn Wharton come back, he'll be on the bench learning. If he want to get meaningful snaps as a rookie, he better be performing now. So that's the only thing I think about when we talk about the dynamics of that. In the spine of our defense, and I know you didn't ask this question, but the spine of our defense makes me nervous.
How so?
Well, the interior defensive line, I feel we're a little thin. Linebackers, we know we're thin. Safeties, right. we got a crash out in Latham Ransom. The spine of our defense makes me nervous.
You call him a crash out?
Yeah. He said certified
Hey, my
crash
man.
out.
Hey. Now, ain't nothing wrong with it. I mean, that picture I'm gonna get a screenshot of the blood. He had blood on his visor. Oh, I'm putting that in the
Yeah.
man cave. I'm getting that up in the man cave. But he's a crash out.
Yeah.
He's looking to hit somebody
You
all the
know?
time.
He
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
but
is.
I just like to point that out. You know what I mean? Yeah.
He's
But
really an old
Tony,
school
man, I hate
safety
to
to
do
me.
this to you, man. I got to break out. I got to get to my 9 o'clock. I really wanted to talk to you. I wanted to be able to spend a little time with you guys this morning, but I got to break out and get to my 9 o'clock.
Well, I got
I'm actually
336 here,
late
so
for
I
it,
hold him
actually.
hostage for a few minutes. He won't mind.
Yeah, not at
Yeah.
He
all.
won't mind.
Hey. You guys have you guys have a great weekend. 336.
Yep.
You enjoy your day, man, and I appreciate you guys. Hey, and Tony, I'll give you a call later on this afternoon. Hey, just give me a holler once you finish eating your dinner, man.
All right. I will.
All right, man. Keep pounding, y'all.
All right. Keep on the wheel. But yeah. But let me ask you this, 336, because you didn't really elaborate it on it, but we did talk about this the other night. So when we talk about our defensive front, especially if we're in a 3-4 or 4-2, especially this year, because I think the depth chart came out. The first initial depth chart came out. It had Derek Brown. It had Cam Jackson, surprisingly, at nose tackle, and then it had Bobby Brown as the other defensive tackle. So it led me to believe that we're going to probably be more in that 3-4 a little more than last year. Would you like to see a little bit more the 3-4 when we're playing a nose tackle, or would you still like us to be in that 4-2-5 without the nose tackle?
I personally like the 4-2-5. I'm the thing about it is I like the 3-4 defense, but I do like the 4-2-5 more than the extra 3-4 base.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the one thing is for me, I think we need that dominant guy in the middle. And
Right.
I think that's what's the holdup to me for either defense that we're really trying to run here. I think that once they solidify that guy in the middle who can handle those double teams, I think that we could really run either way, 3-4, 4-2-5. But if it's going to be a preference, I would prefer the 4-2-5 just because of the versatility and
Right.
the way that they play the game now, the passing and all of that. These athletic tight ends, like I prefer the 4-2-5. I think it's probably the best defense for the modern NFL.
Okay. Hold on. Pewter just made a comment. He said, just wanted to let y'all Panther fans know Trask didn't lose to Baker in that QB battle. They had just some fruit from thought. Well, come let us know, Pewter. I will put the link in the chat because I do remember them talking about it or saying something about it over the weekend. I think it was on NFL Network, and they was talking about the battle that him and Kyle Trask had, but they didn't say either or, why or why not. Or I can't remember. If they did, I don't remember what was said. So yeah, to tell us if you know what exactly, and you are a Bucks fan, let us know as Panthers fans what we got in Kyle Trask and what can we possibly expect. All right, I just put the link in the chat so you can hit it and come on up, my guy. And Poppin said Barbara Brown should be the starting nose tackle. That's what I said, Poppin. That's what I've been saying since
Yeah,
last year. Like
yeah.
Bobby Brown should be the man in the middle. Put Cam Jackson behind him. Let Lee Hunter play the 3 technique. He is not a nose tackle. He does not do that great of a job as far as what you want to see in a nose tackle. You not only hold the point of attack, but somebody that can get a push on the line of scrimmage, even when double team. That's what Bobby Brown can do. You know what I'm saying? He's stacking sheds better. Lee Hunter, albeit he is a rookie, so he will learn that in due time. But what you need right now is somebody that can come in and handle the job flawlessly. And Cam Jackson, in my opinion, doesn't do that for you at the nose tackle position. I want to see Bobby Brown at the nose tackle position. I try not to crash out when I saw that first depth chart. I was like, you know what, this can change. You know that this really ain't nothing. But yeah, I do not want to see Cam Jackson at the nose tackle position. Not as a starter. I want to see Bobby Brown in there. And it may be that Cam Jackson was listed first on the depth chart because of the injury to Bobby Brown at the time, because I believe that depth chart may have came out before Bobby Brown came back to practice. Am I right on that? 336.
I believe so. I think it was right around the same time.
Okay, all right.
So what's your three guys up front in that 3-4, and the four guys you want up front in that 4-2-5?
Ooh, that's a good question. The and this is where I believe in the versatility of Bobby Brown. I think he can play the three technique as well as the nose guard position. So in the 4-2, I would love to see him and Derrick Brown on that line together. I think they are our two best run defenders. They are our two best run defenders. In the 3-4, I would like to see Derrick Brown, Bobby Brown in the middle. And you can possibly put Lee Hunter right there right now. Because I do think Lee Hunter may be, I can't even say if he's even better than Aaron Hall at this point. But I think where he was drafted, because he was drafted second overall, I think the talent may be a little bit better than Aaron Hall right now. So I will give the edge to Lee Hunter, but he definitely needs to be a three technique and not a damn nose tackle. Give him some 101, put him in 101 situations. You know what I'm saying? Let Bobby Brown clog the middle, especially when they plan a mint front. You know what I'm saying? When you got both your defensive tackles playing the 4-eye position and your nose tackle playing the zero tech head up with the center, because now you're funneling the running, you're crashing the inside and funneling everything out to the outside to your edge rushers, to your box safety. Maybe if JC Horn is in the slot, you know what I'm saying, he can crash down, be the force supplier, on not supplier, but you know what I'm saying, the
The
force the
multiplier.
edge, secure the edge. Yeah, the force multiplier. What I'm trying to say. Thank you, 336. But yeah, I would definitely love to see. Those are the things I would love to see, because I think it would benefit the defense.
Okay.
What about you?
I'm gonna go with the same lineup. I like it. I think that Turk Wharton injury is really something that's in the back of the mind for the defense. It's like a placeholder, and I don't know if the guy's gonna come back, if we actually gonna get a good look at him or not. We're missing him, for what he's supposed to be there for. And I think
Who's
that kind
that?
of changed Turk Wharton.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of
Yeah.
changes the dynamic around what you want to do with that 4-2, because he's probably the guy you're going to want to use in that NASCAR kind of thing when you want to rush. So, yeah, I'd have to go with the same lineup just based on who we got available.
Right. Exactly, and that was my thought as well. Because outside of those three, well, let me say outside of Bobby Brown and Derrick Brown, there's nobody on that interior defensive line that's proven, not a
Right.
thing, or let alone play the snap in the NFL in a meaningful game. Let me say a regular season game. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that defensive line is thin, and by LeBron Ray retiring, that did not help the situation out any better. Did not help the
Yep.
situation out any better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna get the
So
opportunities.
Carolina gave up 100. Well, we just talked about the rushing. Arizona did complete 29 passes for 294 yards and 2 touchdowns. And another thing that was apparent that was lacking in this game, and you can say that it was because of the talent that was on the field, was the tackling. And you mentioned it earlier, 336. You know, that's something that you don't want to see in abundance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the tackling with leverage is important. You know what I'm saying? I love the way Zaki Wheatley triggered downhill from the single high position, filled his run fit responsibilities. Sometimes was the first person to put a hat on the ball carrier. What did you see Thursday from the backups and the reserves that was concerning to you?
Oh man, dude, the double moves on the outside for one. Like our
Mm-hmm.
backup corners were getting roasted left and right with that double
Roasted
move.
like a rotisserie chicken.
And it wasn't like they were just getting beat, like they were coming all the way downhill on the double move. And that right there to me speaks to technique.
Yeah.
Especially when it happens to multiple corners about 3 or 4 times throughout the game. Like that's not something that's normally seen. That was a huge concern to me. Like I said, that speaks to technique and focus. A few of the missed tackles, like you said, it wasn't a lot. To me, I'd have to rewatch that to see. It wasn't a lot of missed tackling, or like you said, a lot of less tackling with leverage. But the pass rush, it definitely wasn't there.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I think we got maybe 1 or 2 sacks, and I think a couple of guys maybe had a half sack or whatever.
Okay. Oh, hold on real quick.
Yeah.
There's like 101 people right now that's currently watching between the two channels. If you haven't subscribed already to Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk, the link is on the screen. Do that for me. I know majority of you are watching through Carolina Armchair GM CJ channel. I would greatly appreciate if you open up another tab. Go to youtube.com/@UO Sports Talk. Subscribe to my channel as well. Turn that post notification bell. Select all so that way you'll be made aware whenever I go live. It is Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern time. I'm typically on about 2 or 3 hours. So if you're not up at 7 a.m. and you get up at 8 a.m., I'll still be here for you. 9 a.m., I'll still be here for you as well. But do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you haven't already and you want to support the channel, do so as well. I will drop the link again in the chat to my PayPal so you can support the channel if you're enjoying the conversation this morning, enjoying the vibes, the debate, the energy, everything that Morning Kickoff with the Biased Opinion has brought to you. Show love to the channel, all right? So there's the link in the chat again. It's also in the pinned comment on the YouTube channel as well. Rashad, what's going on? All right, gotta go through this every morning with you, Rashad. What's happening?
What it do?
What's going on, man?
What it do, so? What it do? Nah, you know I come in on mute, so a lot of times when you be saying introducing me and shit, I hit the
Yeah,
unmute and my phone be kind of moving a little slow. So
it's all
as soon as I hit the
it's
button, I
it's
have to wait a
all
little minute to say something. Yeah,
yeah. It's all love. So we're currently talking about uh the 5 tests that we would like to see for the defense against Buffalo. Um the defense, albeit it was second, third, and fourth stringers that played Thursday night, but they left a sour taste in most people minds um after the game, and we're hoping to see better, which I believe we will, from the starters Saturday against Buffalo. And on the screen here, I have 5 things that I would like for us to see better, and that's what 336 and I was discussing. The pass rush, which is disrupt the pocket, the edge control, setting the edge, the run defense, fit the run, and also tackling with leverage and just wrapping up and making secure tackles. And the fifth thing is the communication and coverage from the secondary. So I'll just ask you, and you could just go one by one. How do you feel about the 5 tests that you see in front of you on the screen, or you looking at the screen?
as far as like what do I want to see Saturday?
Yeah. Hey, hold on. I hate this dude. Jam- Tony Black ass got enough mouth to run at least 3 hours. So subscribe now.
Yeah, JP ain't got no sense.
I hate that dude with all my being. I swear I do.
Hey
But
Tony,
but
I'm
he
gonna jump
right
out. I'm gonna
though.
get back to work. Okay,
Okay, 336. Hey, appreciate you for tapping in, my guy.
no doubt. Good talking with you this morning. Great show. Great
All
show.
right, man. I'll piss you off later on. I'll
Oh
see
yeah, yeah. I'm sure.
you.
Later, y'all. Later.
All right, later. But go ahead, Ray Shot.
I'm talking about as far as this Saturday.
Yeah.
You
Hey,
said
Ray Shot, you gonna make me
Buffalo
choke.
defense.
You gonna make me choke the hell out of you.
I see you talking about
Now I done
the
told you.
five.
Yeah,
Go
the
ahead.
Buffalo defense, the five tests. What do you want to see from this is the 5 things that I want to see from the first team defense against Buffalo Saturday. Are you in agreement?
Disrupt the pocket, set the edge, fit the run, tackle with leverage. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We who like okay, as far as the Bills, are the Bills expected to play their starters? Or you don't know?
What they haven't said yet. As of now, they haven't said yet. I'm assuming that they're going to play their ones, if not at least their twos. So, but for me, I don't care who's out there. I just want to see execution.
Yeah. Um I think yeah, I mean yeah, as far as, yeah, I want to see them disrupt the pocket, Uh I also want to see them fit the run. I think, with the injuries to the guys, but to the main guys, I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know how much of that we're probably going to see, but it as far as what we have, yeah, I mean, I want to see all of that. I want to see them disrupt the pocket. I want to see some disruption. I want to see, especially from guys like, Princely. I like Gibson too. You know,
yeah,
uh, y'all talked about that. Bobby Brown is not playing. DB is not playing. So yeah, guys like Jared Harrison Hunt. Lee Hunter. I want to see Lee Hunter be a lot better, man, because he looked every bit of a dang on rookie. Um, Thursday. I mean, he got the, he got a lot of work to do. And as far as Cam
Right.
Jackson, I mean, I like Cam's size, but like I tell everybody else, man, it's not all about size. Sometimes you gotta have that leverage. You gotta know how to use that size that you got. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times you get those big guys like 6'6", you get those guys that can get up under their shoulder pads, they can push them back. So yeah, I wanna see them, do that as well. And as far as tackling, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you definitely have to goddamn tackle. You definitely have to finish. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the backups, who do I want to see? You know, tackle better. I think Princey. He gotta be better. Um, Let me see who else. I'm saying I like what I seen from Bam. Bam Martin Scott and those guys. Gibson. I mean, I think he's been decent. But yeah, as far as all these things, man, just got the pocket, set the edge, fit the run. You tackle. Yeah, I want to see all that communication, all that.
Okay. All right, Pewter, what's going on, my guy?
What's going on? What's going on?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. Hey, you said something that was very, very that caught my attention. So tell us about the QB community competition between Baker and Kyle Trask, and tell us as Panther fans what we can expect from Kyle Trask. Is he just a camp body like some people feel, or do you
No.
think he might be able to induce a real QB2 competition?
Um, I think it might be more than a QB2 competition. I know y'all don't want to think that or hear that, but
Mm-hmm.
Trask is not just a body at all. Um,
Okay.
I'm a Bucks fan. We we drafted um, Trask in the second round. This was when we had
Right.
Tom Brady. So he
Right.
was supposed to be the replacement for Tom Brady. It wasn't supposed to be Baker. People don't realize Trask was a Heisman finalist, and it
I
wasn't
remember
because of
that.
his legs. I think that's very impressive when you talk about college quarterbacks being a Heisman finalist, and it has literally nothing to do with their legs. When they're like no type of, dual. When they're not a dual threat, it's all arm. It's all in the pocket. It's all, being a quarterback, which is impressive. Um, when we the year after Tom Brady retired, as y'all remember, Baker came and he literally called us and was like, "Hey, let me, give me a chance to be the quarterback." And our GM, you can go on YouTube and look at the interviews. Our GM says it in plenty of interviews. He told Baker, "We have our quarterback. Like we're good. We have our quarterback." And Baker kept telling him, "No, just give me a chance. Let me prove myself. Whatever, whatever." Baker
Oh,
comes in.
really?
Yes, yes. We didn't go and get
Wow.
Baker. Baker came to us and was like, "Well, let me just give me a chance, chance." And my GM kept telling him, "We have our quarterback already. Like we're good." And it was Trask. So they have the battle, and if I'm honest with you, Trask was winning that battle. Trask was if people are looking at this battle like, okay, let's look at the stats, let's look at who's throwing more interceptions, and they were keeping track of all that. Trask was winning that quarterback battle. Um, the difference between Trask and Baker is Baker's obviously a lot more outspoken. His personality had the team gravitate to him more. Um, Trask, if you're
Okay.
looking at him as quarterbacks, Trask was the guy that was actually going through his progressions and trying to find the open guy, hitting the open guy. Baker was more smarter than Trask because he's been in the league longer, so he was a lot more savvy. He kind of got away with things that he just knew because he's been in the league. Or pretty, to be honest with you, a lot of it was him just being saved by Mike Evans. Mike Evans will make a quarterback. Let's just be honest. Like he'll definitely make a quarterback. He turned Johnny Manziel into a #1 pick. Um, so a lot of it was him getting bailed out by Mike, him having Mike Evans, making him look good, basically. That and he had the plays with his legs, and the plays with his legs made him seem more dynamic, more like, okay, this guy's gonna be harder to stop. And again, the team kind of gravitated towards him more, plus the whole attitude situation. But if you're talking about
So,
quarterback to quarterback, Trask was winning that
mm,
that that battle, and no one really knew until that preseason game. That preseason game where we had our third string quarterback uh, get injured, and we had to put somebody back in. And they were like, well, who are they going to put back in? And they ended up putting Trask in, and everyone was like, oh, Baker must be the quarterback. Even though it was supposed to be a battle, they had to show their hand very early who they thought was going to win that job. And they ended up putting Trask in and letting him stay in, and pretty much deeming Baker the starter. And that's how it all happened.
okay. So, but at the end of the day, they made a decision to go with Baker. So, what was it? Because I guess if Tampa Bay felt like Kyle Trask was their guy, and
Mhm.
Baker basically, as you put it, was begging them to give them a chance, and then he comes into camp, and they
Yeah,
have this QB competition. I see Texas Watch Out said Trask never got first team reps in that comp either.
right.
What reason did he not get the first team reps, and what do you feel was the final decision for them to select Baker over Kyle Trask to be their starting
Tra-
quarterback?
Trask got first team reps at practice. He never got first team reps in the preseason games. He got first team reps at practice, but it wasn't as much. It
Okay.
wasn't as much as Baker. Like I said, it was supposedly supposed to be a quarterback battle, and during practice, it seemed like it was a quarterback
Y'all know
battle.
that was a lie.
Now it did seem a little bit like, okay, Trask is getting more twos than ones, and Baker's getting more ones than twos, but they were flip flopping. They were like going back and forth during
Okay.
practice. What I think it was, what the ultimate choice was I believe that Todd Bowles wanted to go with the experience. He picked, let me go with the experience, because that was the one thing that Trask doesn't have. He doesn't have any experience, and that's always been the talk with our GM and head coach when it came to Trask is, well, he has to get experience. Well, he can't get experience because Tom Brady was, the quarterback, and then when Baker came in, they were forced to pick a quarterback because of the injury to our third string quarterback. They were forced to pick a quarterback, and they just went with the experience. So that's what happened. They both couldn't, which one thing I think Bryce does have over Trask is the deep ball. I think Bryce is way more accurate with the deep ball. Trask and Baker both, they're not that good at the deep ball. So that's one thing about Trask. But like I said, as a progression, going through his progression, Trask was better than going through his progression with Baker. But Baker was just smarter with knowing who's probably going to be open and being able to use his legs to buy time anyways. So he was hard. He was pretty much harder to game plan or whatever. And head coaches that are defensive coordinators, they like that. They like that. Oh, he has legs too. You know what I'm saying? But quarterback to quarterback, staying in the pocket, dotting the defense up, I'm taking Trask all day over Baker.
Mm,
And not only
wow.
that, but I
That's
think Trask, if you remember, Trask and Baker came, or Baker came when we first got Dave Canales. That was the first year that Baker was there, and
right.
that was the first year that Trask was under that system as well. The only reason why I think we let go of Trask was because we kept going through different offensive coordinators. And again, you get a guy that's unexperienced, that has no experience in the NFL, is consistently going through different coordinators. He's going to struggle more than the guy that's been in the NFL and is already experienced going through several coordinators. You know what I'm saying? So I think when I
Yeah.
saw Baker's tape film with Dave Canales' system, I even said it. I know I have it on wax somewhere on my channel where I say, because we had a good offense, but in Dave Canales' system, I even said it's actually, we left a lot, Baker left a lot of yards on the table. There's a lot more plays that Baker should have had in that Dave Canales system. So even though we had a good offense, it should
Damn.
have been even better. because there was a lot of
Yeah.
stuff that was just like hand fed to Baker. That was like, bro, this is very easy to see. If this guy's covered, this guy's going to be wide open. And Baker wasn't really going. He wasn't. I don't know if he didn't get it. I don't know, what it was, but he could have ate a lot better with that Dave Canales system. And I think Trask going back to Dave Canales. I think that's something I didn't want to see, to be honest with you. So I don't think that
Wow.
has no bearing
That's
on Bryce, because Bryce is your guy.
yeah.
That's how your
Right.
franchise is looking at him. But I'll say
Right.
this: if he's not getting that contract, look, I guarantee Dave Canales will look at Trask to either be the bridge quarterback and basically do the Baker deal with not the Baker deal as far as the contract, but I mean, like, look at Trask like, well, you can be my guy till I get my quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be that bridge guy.
Yeah.
He definitely got a chance to be that bridge guy if you guys don't go forward with Bryce. And if Bryce gets hurt and Trask is number 2, you guys are already talking about this Haynes King guy. Wait till you see Trask. Wait till you see Trask.
Hey. So Canales was there when they drafted Kyle Trask.
No,
He was the
no.
coordinator that first year.
No. We had Kyle Trask
Okay.
2 years
The year
before they got
before.
there. 2 years, I think.
2
I
oh, 2
believe 2
years?
years.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
I believe I could be
Okay.
wrong. I know at least one, but I think it was 2 years. I think we had Kyle Trask for 2 years,
So
and he was staying behind
okay,
Brady.
I got you. Okay, got you. That's right. I think he was drafted the last year Brady played in Tampa. Is that right?
No, I think he was drafted the year before.
Okay.
I think he was
All right.
drafted the year
So
before.
he sat behind Brady 2 years.
Yes, and people keep talking
Okay.
about like, oh, well, he didn't, behind Brady, there wasn't he didn't learn too much behind Brady, or he wasn't doing good behind Brady, like, and that's because if you guys know Brady is not gonna let his second team quarterback take reps. Brady is taking all the reps, and people don't understand that. So he actually took a big leap that first year when Baker was there with Dave Canales, because those 2 years that he was behind Brady, he wasn't learning anything. He wasn't getting much reps, whether you're talking about practice or anything, because Brady's taking all the reps. So he made one good leap, though, that first year with Baker and Dave Canales.
So what can I mean, that's a lot more information than we knew as Panther fans, especially than I knew, and I trust your judgment because you are a resident Buccaneers fan. So now that we have Kyle Trask, more than likely he will play Saturday against the Bills. What can Panther fans expect from him? And do you think that? So let me back up with that. So Haynes King played out of his mind Thursday night in the Hall of Fame game, and there's a lot of fans that feel like he's already taken the QB2 spot away from Kenny Pickett. There's some people like myself that want to gives him credit for what he's done, but I think there's still a lot more development as a quarterback that he needs to build upon from that game Thursday. But now that he's injured and he won't be available Saturday against Buffalo, and we do have Kyle Trask. Right, Haynes King is out with a hamstring injury, so he's week.
Okay.
He's week to week. So by us signing Kyle Trask now, and of course we don't know because he never played a snap for the Panthers, but Dave knows him. Brad Idzik knows him. If he can go out and have a similar game or even better Saturday than like Haynes King did Thursday against the Cardinals, that changes the conversation when it comes to Dave Canales, Dan Morgan, and Brent Tillis in the upper management brash. Do you think that he can go out there and do anything like that and change and force the conversation to be had and can possibly solidify or earn himself a spot on the roster?
Well, no, the easy answer is definitely. I definitely believe Trask can earn himself a spot on the roster for sure. That's not even like, yeah. The answer to that question is yes. Now,
Okay.
two things I want to say. One, both of you guys are correct. Could be true, which I believe is true. I think King has made himself the second string quarterback, and I also
Right.
believe that there's still a lot more that he has to prove. But I believe that what he showed already shows that you need to hold on to him and see what you can have with him, right? And if anything else needs to grow, then you sit
Right.
there
I'm on that same
and you grow with
mindset.
it,
Yeah.
right? You sit there and you
Right.
grow with it. You kind of already know what you got in Pickett. You already know that that's not going to go nowhere, which is why Dave Canales is like, you know what, we need to, what else can we have? And like I said, I think Trask was the perfect situation because one, he can play backup right away because he's familiar with the system, even though I do believe he might need like, a couple weeks before he gets refamiliared with the system because he was another places or whatever. So he might need to get refamiliared with it or whatever. But I think it's a perfect move for them. So I think both of you guys are right. I think Kings has got himself in the second team, but he still needs more to grow. But I also want you guys to remember this though. Trask will be going against the Buffalo Bills. So when you talk about one, Trask just got there, he needs to get refamiliared with the system. And two, he's not going against the Cardinals, who we already believe has a weak roster, let alone going against the second or third team of that weak roster. Trask is going against Buffalo Bills, who we believe has a decent, at least decent at minimum roster, who he probably will be going second team or third team against a better roster. You know what I'm saying?
A
So
better test for him.
right. So I wouldn't expect Trask to come out shooting right away in this first preseason game. But then the second preseason game is where I would put more on him and expect more. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. Hey, man, I appreciate all the information and that
Yeah.
insight into Kyle Trask. I really do. One more question, because a couple people made this comment, and like I haven't went and watched any tape on Kyle Trask. I just remember his last year at Florida, right? The few games that I did see. But a
Yeah.
comment was made that he doesn't have a strong arm. Matter of fact, it was made that he has a noodle arm. What
I
do
don't
you
know.
think about
No.
what do you think about Kyle Trask arm strength? Can you tell us more about that?
No. Ain't no new. I don't know where they got that from. I have no idea where they got a noodle arm from. That's definitely not true. No. There's no noodle arm. I've seen him zip it in there for 20 something yards to get a first down on fourth down. Like he did not have a noodle arm. I don't know where that came from.
Okay. All
Not
right.
saying he has a
But yeah,
bazooka either, but yeah, it's definitely not no noodle
right.
arm. He has a NFL arm for sure. It's very capable of doing what it needs to do.
Okay. All right. All right. That's what I wanted to know. Rashad, what you think about all this information about Kyle Trask and his possibilities for Saturday against the Buffalo Bills?
I mean, I don't too much. There ain't too much I really got to say about Trash. I mean, I think he just a camp body, man. I don't. I mean, I like his size and all that, but he knows the system. But I mean, I don't. I mean, if Haynes King can get back, I mean, Trash. I mean, I don't. I, I don't see much, man. I don't. I just believe he's here you know, for Saturday in particular, you know, but I don't. I mean, ain't much I can really say. I mean, I don't think much about Trash to be real with you. I mean,
Okay.
I like
All
I
right.
like the insight that Pewter, I like all the stuff he's saying. It sounds good, but I mean, I don't. Even if it is true, I don't really see Trash doing so much of making any noise.
Okay. All right. Well, hey man, listen. That like I said, that was some good information on the history of Kyle Trask and what transpired in Tampa Bay and what Peter said, we can possibly look forward to as we go forward. So hopefully those good traits are things that we will see Saturday in against Buffalo. And we also wish a speedy recovery to Haynes King, that he gets back sooner than later. Because like I said before, and I said again, I want to see him continue to build upon what he showcased Thursday night. And when you have someone that played the type of game that he played, regardless of who he played against, he did show a command of the offense. His experience, as a former starter, 3 year starter in the ACC, his age, a mature young man, come into his first NFL game and play the way that he did. I think is to be commendable. You know what I'm saying? So, as far as a Panthers fan, that's something that we haven't seen from any of our backup quarterbacks in a while. You know what I'm saying? Especially somebody that's fighting to make the team, not somebody that has come in and been designated QB1 or QB2. This young man was undrafted and came in his first game, Hall of Fame game, and played better than I think anyone expected except Charlie the Gamer. He's somewhere around here wearing his Haynes King crown. So when y'all see Charlie the Gamer, y'all have to give him a shout out, because I don't know if he's been able to keep it together since 30. But shout out Charlie though.
Has Dave
But
had
yeah,
a press
man.
conference about him, about Trask?
Not he had a press conference yesterday, and I think yesterday was the first practice that we got to see Haynes King. I mean, I'm sorry, Kyle Trask at practice. He was wearing number 14, Andy Dalton's old number. But yeah, he didn't say a whole lot other than he likes the guy, he loved the guy, he had him in Tampa Bay. That 60-70% of the offense and the calls that we currently do right now for Carolina, I mean, damn, Kyle Trask already knows. So he's ahead of the curve when it comes to that. But of course, we have added wrinkles and plays and
Right,
stuff since Dave was in Tampa Bay. So it won't take him as long to get up to speed because he's not learning the offense from scratch. You know what I mean?
right.
So
Well,
yeah,
I just want to say one last thing. So
go
I'm not
ahead.
saying watch out, Cal Trask is coming for somebody's job or whatever like that. But I am just
Mm-hmm.
saying he's not just a body camp. Now he might end up just being a body camp, camp body, but
Yeah.
there's definitely potential there. So don't be surprised if there is a new battle, and don't be surprised if it ends up becoming like it's a long shot, but it could end up being a Baker Mayfield situation all over again. You get what I'm saying? So it's it could be nothing and end up just being a camp body, and Bryce gets his contract and everything just goes forward. But just so it's in the back of your guys' mind that don't be too surprised if that's not the case. He's not just a camp body. That's all.
Right. All right. Hey, well,
Appreciate
fellas,
it.
we're about to get up out of here. Do you guys have any last comments before we do? Because I see that the Carolina Panthers are going live at practice right now. So, Rashak, you got anything to say before we get out of here?
Nah, that's it, man. I just I'm glad. I'm kind of glad this Haynes King BS is over, man. Because I was on another show not too like a couple of days ago, and it was pure comedy, man. Just
Yeah,
to hear these guys, the things that they were saying about Haynes King, man, it was pure comedy. But that's it,
yeah.
man. It was a good show. I know I came in late, but I know it was a good show. Yeah, I'll probably catch the replay sometime later on today or tomorrow or something. But yeah,
All
good
right.
show though.
Well, I started adding chapters into the live. So yeah, you guys, if you guys want to go back and then watch the live later on, it takes me about an hour and a half to get the chapters in. So you don't have to watch the whole live. You can just go straight to whatever it is that you want to listen to or watch. All right. So Haynes King injury changes the timetable, not the evidence he put on tape. Kyle Trask now gets a real opportunity because he knows much of the language and can help Carolina keep the operation moving. But familiarity is not a guarantee. Pickett still owns the clearest path to QB2. King still has a case to resume when he is healthy. And Trask now has to prove that this is more than just a short-term signing. Buffalo is the next measuring stick. The question is not who won Canton. The question is which Panthers show repeatable football when the speed and physicality rise. All right. If you enjoyed the conversation, hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe to Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk and bring your football argument back tomorrow. All right. Again, 7 a.m. Eastern Time. Keep the debate respectable. We always say that. Read the room, match the energy, keep the football facts first. And as always, Panther Nation, keep pounding. We gone.